Welcome to the Inglorious Bars. This is adventure number 6. Glad to have you here. Thanks for coming by. We are going to start with a recap of our session. Before we do that, just a quick shout out to our people joining us live on Twitch. Thanks for coming by. You can catch our episodes live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards. So let's get going with our recap from the previous session.
All right, in our last adventure, it started with Sildren having an incredible dream. He was being greeted by his god Keth in the form of a bear and was told about 3 forces of darkness. When he woke up, it was all due to the fact that Xander was being an idiot, and the group found Capper to speak with them about the chalices. A bunch of clues led us all the way down through all different forms of tabernary up and around, where we found Nakan. We're able to get the information, at least where they were. He no longer had them. He had sold them. Xander was very smart at grabbing all of his gold. And then we chased down where the chalices were. We found 2 of them at the Cherished Box. After there was a big fight that happened in between, there was the hag that was in town, as well as the fight with Nakan and a couple of others. We got the chalices, at least 2 of them, and we proper destroyed them at the blacksmith where Brenros was getting his shield repaired. We found out that there were 3 left. One of them was purchased as a birthday gift for Anshiel's son. So we went to Anshiel's manor again to get it back from him. His son, Virit, was very happy to kind of give them away for some great stories and some amazing joke telling that Iggy dropped, like it was nobody's business. And then we were attacked by a bunch of freaking spiders. We fought our way out, even saved the guard that died in the process, as he only had 2 weeks left for retirement. And that takes us to where we are on our way to get the other ones, I believe was the last part of the conversation. So from there on, let the adventure begin.
An old knight rides his horse across the wide plains of Calavier. He holds a banner in his hand, its flag snapping in the wind. Up ahead is his destination, the grand city of Cambrin, where 3 rivers and the heart of civilization meet. This city and the massive castle within are a splendor to the rest of the world. Flags rise high atop dozens of spires, extravagant balconies look over the city, and an old knight and his horse gallop across perfectly cut stone roads. Within the largest castle in the world is a meeting room with extravagant chairs and sofas, as well as tables covered in huge detailed maps. The reigning leader, Queen Andana, walks over to 2 of her trusted knights. A strong and thoughtful woman, the queen in her white gown addresses the 2 armored men.
A guest within these walls stole from me. This is far from acceptable. I thought Nakan to be an ally to Calavier. Seems I was mistaken.
A young knight steps forward in his shining armor.
Queen Adana, you have made no mistake. Nakan's treachery was hidden well.
It is more than that, Sir Kendall. Drinking from the chalices has been a sign of honor for men such as yourself. But once outside the walls of this city, the chalices have a far more sinister purpose.
The other knight, the commander of the Order of the Vigilant, speaks.
We have every reason to believe Nakan has already taken the chalices outside the kingdom and is heading west to Navarre. I will send one of my most trusted knights after him, and the chalices will be recovered and destroyed.
The younger, handsome knight sticks out his chest and proudly stands before his commander.
Sir, I respectfully offer my services in this honor of destroying the chalices now in the hands of this thief.
That won't be necessary, Sir Kendall. While I will be sending you west, it is for another matter entirely. I have another knight in mind to locate the chalices. Sir Brenros.
Sir
Young-
Brenros. That old fool couldn't find his own horse while riding it. He hasn't seen combat in years, and even if he had, then he wouldn't know what to do with it.
That's enough, Sir Kendall.
Let him speak, Commander. Sir Kendall, you have reservations about Sir Brenros?
I do. Everyone does. He's an errand boy delivering messages to faraway kingdoms. Never standing on the front lines, he has done nothing of consequence in all his years. He is but a joke.
The commander of the knights puts his hand on Sir Kendall's shoulder.
We do not speak ill of our brothers, especially in the Queen's chambers.
But am I wrong, sir?
The commander looks down at the floor and is silent before turning to the queen.
Brenros has just returned from Navarre and knows the land well. I have made my decision.
Loud footsteps approach, and a gray-haired knight enters the lavish meeting room. He looks tired from a hard day of riding.
Rise, Sir Brenros, rise! Thank you for coming so quickly.
Of course, my queen. It is my duty to serve you.
Sir Brenros kisses the queen's ring and rises.
I trust you've been informed of why you're here?
Yes, your majesty. 5 chalices of honor taken by Nakan, a thief masquerading as a nobleman.
These chalices have been ruined now that they have been taken from our kingdom. And in the wrong hands, they can embolden the vile and wicked.
I am tasking you, Sir Brenros, with locating and destroying these chalices. The thief heads west to Navarre.
Queen Andana guides Sir Brenros by the hand over to a table covered in a huge map of the world. She points to Calavier, dominating the center of the map, and slides it to the Kingdom of Navarre out west.
I am told you know this land well.
Yes, your majesty. I have been sent as an emissary several times to Navarre, and have just recently returned from the country.
Then you are just the man I need.
Sir Kendall shifts uncomfortably in his armor nearby.
With no true leader, the Kingdom of Navarre is in some disarray and a shadow of its former self. The ruling Senate seems more focused on itself and less about its allies.
I agree, your majesty. The leaders vie for power, there is little law across the land, and people suffer for it. But there is hope for Navarre. I've met good people who stand up for what is true and fight to make their kingdom strong again.
Then destroy the missing chalices and bring this Nakan to justice. But put your sword and heart to use in Navarre. We have an orc army rising to the east, pirates to the south, and undead spilling in from the north. We need a strong ally on our western border. Help the people of Navarre find their way once again, Brenros. Use your discretion and help make things right.
It will be done, my queen.
Queen Andana looks to each of the knights in the room.
I hear music downstairs where a grand ball is about to begin, gentlemen. May Celine continue to bless you with loyalty and respect.
The knight commander escorts the queen out of the meeting room. Sir Brenros heads back the way he came when Sir Kendall spins him around.
And there he goes again. Knights patrolling our lands against the gnolls and dying on our borders. A crazed wizard rising in power to the south, and yet the brave Sir Brenros finds another reason to be somewhere far away from it all.
The old knight looks at him without saying a word, still sweaty from his ride.
Never saying no, but never stepping forward. Your own commander, several years your junior. Yet you've never risen in the ranks. What have you to show for all your years in the Order?
Only silence from the old knight.
You should have stepped down from the Order long ago, but you don't have the courage to do even that. You do not possess the character to wear the symbol of the Vigilant across your shield. Well, say something!
I know I serve my queen no matter what is asked. I know there are good people to the west in need of my aid. And I know I, at least, have the character to never attack a fellow knight within the queen's chambers. May Celine bless you with loyalty and respect.
It is weeks later at Peg's Tavern in the town of Tavernry. Sir Brenros sips at his drink and looks at the men across the table. Heroes helping an old knight on his quest. Heroes risking their lives to better the kingdom of Navarre. Vanali comes up to the table, gives Idrisil a kiss on the cheek, and sits down. Well, fellas, Idrisil says you'll head out of town tomorrow. Any interesting plans or rare treasure you're off to next?
Yeah! We've got so many ideas! There's these cups! These really, really fancy cups! We're gonna go get them! I know exactly where one might be! I have to detect magic on it because it might be really evil!
So you're after cups now. That's interesting. What happened to the Renarian Brotherhood? That seemed far more noble than cups. There are cups here! She taps on Iggy's tankard.
Hey, that's mine.
Sorry.
I'll go get you one. Hang on. I go up to the bar.
Down to the bar, and you get a drink for her.
No, they're really evil cups! Sir Brenros has been telling us all about them! Sildren was saying there's like black water spilling out of them, and if they come together, they're gonna cause a lot of really bad things, and we don't want that to happen at all!
Sildren's just shaking his head like he has no idea what he's talking about.
Vanali takes notice. So let me see if I understand this correct. You originally came here to assist possibly with the oppression of our town.
Yes.
You've dealt with the Renarian Brotherhood, including combat down in the mine.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've heard rumors that poor Jix was accosted by the Brotherhood.
He takes his shirt open. They made me their king.
Oh my, that is just grotesque. And
check out the burn.
Should I flick it? And all of this, the end result of all of this is you're after some, and I quote, evil cups?
We have many irons in the fire right now.
Who came up with this plot? That's rather weird and thin, if I do say so myself.
Am I missing anything, Brenros?
Brenros is lost in thought, turns from the bar where I guess he's twirling his... No, we wouldn't even have it out.
What?
Finish that sentence, Christopher.
I was thinking he'd be like rolling the cup in his hands or something, but he's probably not even doing that. Turns about all things in time, the Renarian Brotherhood will be dealt with. They seek their justices and their fortunes here for now. We'll ally with others and they will assist us too in dealing with the Brotherhood. But these do take a degree of priority. And Brenros gets up and starts polishing his armor a bit.
See?
And we're not finished with the Brotherhood yet. We have designs against them as well.
I have a design.
Oh, there's an extra smell when you open up your shirt.
Idrisil walks by and kind of elbows Iggy on the head. Iggy, put that thing away, and slide a drink over to Vanali.
Well, as long as your plans with the Brotherhood don't involve anything tonight, as I have plans for one of your members, she says, sliding up close to Idrisil.
That's right, guys. We're going to be busy for the next 15, 30 seconds? What do you think? I don't know.
Oh, and the good news, we won't be role-playing it either.
I'm gonna skip this chapter.
La, 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 la.
All right, you guys, go ahead.
Sir Brenros, do you wanna go see your blacksmith friend and take care of that chalice?
As I was missing the heft of the Vigilant for a while, it would be nice to have it to my side again. And we'll lead... I'm assuming Ignal is coming with me?
Yeah.
And
All
Sildren
right.
will come too.
All right, and off to the blacksmith.
You are back at the blacksmith. The shield is ready. You've already paid for the work, right?
Yes.
You have to return your loaner shield, and you get back whatever that coinage was. I think there was a deposit.
4.
Wow, that's
That was 10.
that
That's
might
what
be
I said.
highway robbery. Actually, that's how he makes his money. Oh, you didn't damage it while you were gone. Oh,
100%
All right.
loss on that. Sorry. Well, good. Brenros happily deletes temp shield off of his sheet here. How
got a lot of
does
strength back
it appear? Does it appear in fine condition?
yes, it is in solid condition. It's not fantastic condition. You can still see where they've hammered stuff flat. There's still some micro little dents in there. It doesn't look great, but for being outside of a major city, you're content with the quality.
It's a recognized patina.
Yes.
So this is
Right.
a new day from when we left off.
It's about a day or two later. Yeah.
Too later.
Okay.
And it's morning time?
No, it's late afternoon.
Okay.
Happy hour.
All right. Any other plans you guys have for this day? Otherwise, it'll be the next one.
I haven't even got my potions made for this day.
Have we taken care of the chalice, the third chalice in our possession, to destroy it?
I would hope that if it wasn't while I was at the blacksmith, I would have rendered it into slag.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, Iggy will tip the guy 5 silver to do that.
Okay.
All right. I have
So-
nothing further. I can advance.
That's the third chalice that we destroyed, right?
Yep.
We have 2 more.
Okay. There's now a prominent marker on his shield indicating number of chalices down.
It's got like those fighters from World War II with
Right.
chalices X off across of it. He's got to be an ace. Okay, it is.
Every one of these down, I feel all the better. Let us hope the next 2 are just as easy to find.
Yeah, we need to do a jump cut to like 7 episodes from now with you like inside the dragon's mouth. Remember when you said it was gonna be easy with the last 2? All right, it is the next day. You guys all gather together outside your inn. One of you smiling and grinning from ear to ear more than the others. And
Why is
that's
Dick so happy?
I was going to say Brenros for the shield. I had a wonderful night with my shield. We
So smooth.
Another one marked off. Oh, there we go.
don't know what that means.
There's so many notches on the shield.
I know there's more than cups on there.
There's just disappointed in myself sketches next to it.
Little frowny faces.
All right, you guys, I guess, where are you headed? You have several locations to go to that I can think of, and whatever you can think of.
Well, we
So
have
the
one in Mearscon and one way to the north.
Right. Doris from Sarvid purchased a chalice.
Well, I know some of you have sworn yourself to these efforts, but I still have to ask if you are still willing to continue. There's probably much danger ahead. I would not hold you to it. I know Sildren has sworn himself to this quest.
We scoff at danger.
I am by your side, Sir
Then,
Brenros.
with one more cup, he raises it to the group there. Then may our journeys be safe and swift. And he downs his drink.
Here.
Swift and safe.
And off we go.
Apple juice.
All right, and one more time, where are you headed? I'm sorry, I was typing a note, and the note said, "Make sure you pay attention this session, Tom."
We actually didn't really decide where we were headed.
Yeah.
So
It was more of a, are you with me still, guys?
You give a toast, and then all six of you go in different directions.
We'll go to our rooms.
And you look. Oh, I thought no. Oh,
That wasn't me.
Idrisil looks at Jix. Jix, aren't you from near Mearscon? Do you know that area fairly well?
I mean, it's Mearscon. You know, once you've seen Edlin Home, you've seen Mearscon. It's just.
that doesn't.
Is that true? Voice in the sky that tells us where to go?
I mean, probably. Everything's like Edlin Home once in a while.
I mean, I'm from there, but that doesn't mean anything.
But which of these is the closer of the two?
The Mearscon
Mearscon,
is the closer of the two locales.
But there was that one dwarf. Where did he go?
Who?
Oh, Mearscon. Damn it!
I have these
I
notes.
saw it in my notes.
Mearscon's pretty accessible by river, is it not?
it is absolutely accessible by river.
So.
We're taking our new ponies, though, right?
You also have four horses and one donkey in a stable.
That's right.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah, just so I guess kind of looks to Brenros to see where his, where his heart
I know you
wants to
just
take
asked
him.
a question, but
I'm not keen on riding the river. I would take a horse any day.
No, of course, Sir Brenros. I wouldn't want to worry you at all.
Jump
Well,
cut to him on the horse on the barge. I'm riding.
Perfectly
Why is
safe.
this blindfold on? All right.
What if we took the horses on the barge down the river like we did getting back here?
So, Tom, time difference-wise between the barge and traveling by horses to Mearscon is how much?
The horses will be maybe 20% slower. Maybe a little bit more. I'd say 25 to 33% slower. So that's a huge advantage. But the advantage is once you get there, you can go other places with the horses.
Right.
So it's up to you.
So my thought would be to go overland to Mearscon, taking the horses.
I like that idea.
Ah, fine. Horses, yes.
So we are short a horse, is that correct? Sounds like we have 4 horses and a
Little
donkey.
Xander can ride with me if he wants.
Entropy can take 2.
Yeah, we can double up.
All right.
I'm a gnome!
Honestly, wouldn't we be worried if Xander did have his own horse?
Yeah. So we have Jix and Xander on the donkey together, and then the rest of us have a horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so artists on Twitch. You know what to do.
A little lower, Xander.
Is that comfortable?
No, put your hands right here.
Xander, get on my ass. All right. So you guys collect your mounts and you leave the town of Tavernry and head out. You go past the Renarian brothers that are at the gate. They give a couple questions your way, just some last minute harassment as you head out, and you make your way out of the town of Tavernry and head out west across the kingdom to the capital city of Mearscon. You guys are riding for several days. The road follows mostly along the river that you are next to, the name of which I cannot recall. It's not
Is that
on.
Horn? That's Horn
Yes,
River, right?
thank you. You guys have your map faster than I do. You do see occasionally a barge go by in either direction. And you guys are traveling. The weather is warm, pretty warm. You have all your gear, all your stuff. Brenros, you are, dare I say, saddled with an issue of your horse has extra gear of this extra suit of armor you still have.
I have a
Right.
suit of armor.
The
Yes.
splint armor.
Oh, I didn't know that was even in my possession. Well, okay.
Then Xander, you are just swarmed and barely able to breathe.
Jinx, help me!
It just instantly appears too.
Jinx, I'm falling again!
Okay, so I am pressured with this. I'm slowed down, or is the horse suffering, or what?
It's just unwieldy, just something to be aware of. Xander has identified it only that it is magical, and everyone has failed to ID it outside of that of what magic it has.
That is true.
So just FYI,
All right.
someone might pickpocket that from you.
All right. I am so saddled.
All right. You guys ride for several days. It is in this part of Navarre, very gentle flatlands, occasional rolling hills with thick green grass, occasional clumps of trees from time to time, a constant wind that blows. On the second day, there is a rain that comes down and just hammers you guys for half the afternoon, and just this unpleasant wet slog that is not great. You guys have spent plenty of time in Edlin Home, and now you've recently spent a lot of time in Tabernary, so it's a little weird and uncomfortable for the lot of you to be away from civilization, having a warm bed. It's been a while since that's really been happening, except for Sildren, who seems very much at ease. Is there anything that Sildren does when he's out in the wilderness, Chris?
Not especially. Yathane has a little, kind of free range. She's sort of out and about most of the time. And just, occasionally touching the tree as, you go by and things like that. But
okay, great. You guys continue to ride, and more time passes. On day 3 or 4-ish, there is a sound off in the distance that captures your attention. It is a thudding, hammering-ish sound, but big, off in the distance beyond some hills. You think some distance, a quarter mile, a half mile away or so. Idrisil in the lead just kind of holds everyone up on their horses. And Xander, make a perception roll.
Rolling.
And Idrisil as well.
Perception.
And you just say,
Yeah. 24.
24 is pretty good.
19.
Xander, you identify this sound as the sound of a magical shield being hit hard. Because you wield a magical shield from time to time, as does Idrisil, and you recognize that sound. Normally means you're about to be dead soon.
Has that little tinkling.
Yeah.
Why are we waiting up here? What do you hear?
I hear magic. There's a shield that's being. You don't hear it? The giant thudding pound and little breaking glass sound.
I don't have your keen ears, little one.
I'm a gnome.
Gnome. I don't have your keen ears, gnome. That sounds racist when I say it like that.
It's true. Maybe you don't use that word. Maybe only we use that word. Makes me feel a lot better.
So little one is still okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's over this way. You guys want to see?
Let's
How do you
approach
not hear that?
quietly.
Are we in danger?
Something is. That's a huge. You really don't hear that?
Sildren and Idrisil have already kind of like headed off towards the sound. We're like I think probably traipsing through the woods at this point in time.
Yeah, I'm going towards the direction of the sound.
All right. You are riding your horses off in that direction. You. Oh, Jesus, I just realized something. Okay, I'll tell you in a second. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
That is very bad news for you followers listening when Tom does that.
Igno will go with them.
All right. The three of you ride over some hills and can see off in the distance two figures attacking a group of folks that are underneath a magical shield, like a little dome, about 20-foot diameter dome that is blue magical shield that is being kept up and protected. And the two figures that are attacking it are two giants that are smashing and smashing, grabbing a big rock and throwing it at the shield that shatters with another. And who were the three? Idrisil, Iggy, and Sildren. Make perception rolls for me. Challenging perception rolls.
Total of 20?
24.
Hold on.
So we can see them like coming over the rise of one hill.
27.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
you're coming
wow.
up over the hill on your mounts, and then you can just see some heads, and you're like, well, I shouldn't be seeing heads like that from here. And as you get further, you see that they're giants, and they're not super far away people. They're maybe, I don't know, 150 feet away or so, and they are just hammering the shield area. Iggy, you can see inside the shield are a single civilian-looking person, everyday traveler you might find out on the road, and three Navaran soldiers. These are the guys that wear black and have silver lining. You've run into them a couple times before.
So not the Brotherhood.
Not the Brotherhood.
Navaran soldiers. Okay.
As soon as we see them, Idrisil's going to, take his bow out off of the horse, but sort of begin to gallop, I guess, but go, I guess, in a kind of perimeter to stay outside of any immediate danger.
All right.
Be mindful.
Such
Don't
as a
think
club.
You're safe from a distance with these.
Yeah. Sildren
Of course,
whistles
yeah.
back to the group to gather their attention so that they can start coming forward. How far away are we from these giants?
I think you said about 150 feet over that
Yeah.
rise.
You're about 150, 175 feet. There's a little bit of a rise protecting you. Idrisil, you just broke off to circle around a little bit. And the thing that I forgot that I alluded to a moment ago is for just, it's not bad for you. It's really embarrassing for me. If you decide to fight these guys, you have an inexplicable reason to dismount because I have not looked up mounted combat rules. I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I totally meant to.
Speaking of which, Sildren will dismount, tie off his horse, and after whistling to the group, making sure that they're moving forward, and will kind of start stealthing towards the group and have Yathane kind of take a air support type role over the giants.
Okay, you can do that. You cannot get much closer than what I mentioned before, about 150, 175 feet, because it is this plain. So there is this rise with rocks, and that's your absolute best cover. If you go closer than that, you're going to absolutely be spotted. And Idrisil, you're even having to stay further out on your horse to not attract attention.
Giddy up, yeah, giddy up, Entropy.
Brenros would like to recall.
Xander, what did you hear?
It's so loud. It's the thumping. You don't hear it? Ears.
Not really.
Are we all
saying,
all
Christopher?
seeing this
What
now?
are we gonna do here?
Yeah, is everyone caught up to the scene?
I think that whistles for us. Go there.
The donkey's just going this way and that way.
Everyone's caught up, and you're all at the rise, and except for Idrisil, who's doing his own thing.
I would like to recall if Brenros has ever had any kind of interaction or knowledge of the giants, specifically what they might be afraid of.
Good question. Let's do a recall knowledge, and let's totally make that's a weird one. Let's do society roll. Society or nature, your choice.
Society or nature. Oh. A 23.
23. You recognize these as hill giants. They aren't the brightest or the quickest, but you don't know of any fears that they have. They are violent and tend to want to destroy on sight.
No fears, you said.
Standing.
We have met a friendly hill giant.
Yeah, I was about to say,
crush
we met
us
one once.
on site.
I don't think Brenros is what I said.
He was not.
What's that? I missed that.
We have ran into a hill giant that didn't want to crush us on sight way a long time ago.
Debatable, but
No, he's my buddy. I don't remember his name.
You
I
mean
don't get along
Chark?
with him.
I think
Chark. Yeah.
Of these hill
Good old
giants,
Charg.
be very careful. There's not liking those around,
No.
attacking anything on sight.
well, we need to help out the soldiers, I think.
The undead soldiers, no doubt.
Yeah, so
Dead soldiers.
as Idrisil rides, he's not getting like closer to them. He just wants to get a different vantage point if he can to see them. So
Xander, coming up over the hill, at the moment that he would spot giants smashing on a magic shield, he would instantly throw fireball.
All right.
Oh, and while he's doing that,
way to go.
Oh.
Snow.
Brenros would like to.
So kill them
Talk to
all, let
Xander
God
real
sort
quick.
them out. Okay, hey.
Giants
Could have snuck up
smashing
on him.
on
You know?
magic.
Xander, how long would that shield last?
Ooh, I haven't done one like that one. Probably at least 10 seconds.
Then we should act fast. Brenros will charge out into the field on his horse.
Whoa.
Fantasy Grounds isn't loaded yet, guys.
Yeah, come give us a second. Give us a second.
I hope it changed. Oh, I hope it saved all my changes.
Oh, good question. I think it is on the fly saving. Checking mine. It did
So
not.
Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards.
all right. We have a map. Are you all logged into Fantasy Grounds?
Cheers.
All
Yes.
Oh,
We have a map. We are sharing the map.
Ooh.
I was wondering.
That's a big ass map.
yeah, jeez.
I hate these. Damn it, Tom.
I know you love these so much. The scale isn't quite right. Let me change the scale, and I'm going to show it to the people watching. Release token
yes,
scale.
exactly.
Whoa.
Whoa! 10 seconds, you said? That's a big ass shield.
Lock token scale. That's a little bit better. I see Yathane is moving. Let's bring that down to there. And let's make sure people can see it on the live stream. I haven't even joined in there. There we go.
Do you see that arrow from me to the thing? Is that you or is that something I did?
bless you.
There's an arrow going from
Sorry,
my
guys, thank you.
character to the ball of energy, the shield. on my screen.
You have something ranged or targeted or something?
Jim, I've never
I
seen
do
this
not
before.
see it on the map, my dude.
I don't see
that's
it.
fine. Wow. Okay.
Oh, if you so you're probably moused over your character, because I see it when I mouse over your character, but
Oh yeah, weird. If I hover over your character, I see the line too.
and it's only for your character, so I don't know what that is.
Oh,
But I don't have it.
I see it too.
Yeah.
All right, good
I
times.
don't know.
All right, hold on. I'm just
Sorry.
making the screen available for Twitch. That should be viewable. Go here. Go here. That looks better.
There we go. We're on Twitch now.
Okay. So that was our situation. You guys are ready to start charging in. Keeping in mind these horses are not designed for combat, and none of you have the official mounted combat feat that I'm pretty sure is in there. So just FYI,
I jumped off mine when Sildren did.
All right.
Tied it down.
We're gonna do some initiative then, as you guys said you're charging in, and especially Xander said he was going nuts.
Yeah, Xander said that.
It's true. I did say that.
Sir
The group is
Brenros,
divided. Yes.
you're up first.
Am I? Not having any experience with riding, but his head is always bigger than his heart is always bigger than his head. He will
You should probably get that checked out.
start riding towards the giants, covering
Sir-
some ground.
All right,
I don't see them on my map presently.
they should be on the right hand side next to the
I-
magic shield.
Do have them.
Scroll right.
My character
Is there-
token went away.
Is there much in the? I'm guessing there's not much in the way of cover here that I'm seeing. It's
There's
literally-
cover wherever you see the stone rubble is cover. It's a big wide open prairie. I do see Idrisil 100% there on the map.
Okay.
I don't see the Mearson at all.
Trust.
You are north of Brenros. It's almost directly north of Brenros, some distance.
Is that how far I've traveled in one action?
And then
that's
in your
Sildren.
turn. Oh,
My turn.
sorry.
Okay.
Absolutely right, Idrisil. Sorry. Sildren, you're back here.
One's an elf, one's a half elf.
This is the smoothest combat we've ever had. Where the heck? There you are. Done. See if that works for you. All right, Sir
Yeah.
Brenros, you are done. That is where you've gotten in your turn.
Okay. I'm galloping straight out.
Actually, I'll give you a little more. Sildren, you're
Okay.
Idrisil, you're where I had you on your horse, though.
Yes.
I show you moving for some
up
reason.
north?
Where I had you is, yep, you were circling around. The giant goes. The giants are next. They hammer away. They close in and continue to hammer away at this field and smash, smash. Blue magic sparks go flying. And then another giant picks up a boulder and smashes it against the magic shield, which seems to be getting weaker. Then he hears the galloping of a horse and turns around and sees Sir Brenros charging in like a madman, and it picks up a rock and throws it, hurling through the air at you, Brenros. And that is, oh my stars. With a natural 20, Brenros is hammered.
Oh my god!
What
Jesus.
just happened? 38 points of damage.
Oh my God.
Sends Brenros off his horse on his ass, like Jix and Xander. And Tim, you were laughing more even said the joke. And Brenros, you hit the ground. You're kind of trying to figure out what's going on. You blink. You try and soothe your animal because it seems skittish around the mane. Then you realize you're only holding the head of your horse. The rest of it's somewhere else.
Oh.
Brutal. Sildren, what have you got?
Well, that changes things for me. How far away is Brenros?
Brenros is 80, 90 feet away.
Okay.
And 3 feet down.
I will move and then cast a level 2 heal. So, the nice spring breeze crops up because I can move 35 feet now.
All
So I
right.
do that. And then I will heal.
But your heal only has a range of 30 feet.
I have the reach spell.
That takes an action to use.
Fuck.
Xander knows that well,
I
right?
knew. I was like, oh, he doesn't have the math on that one. He's one shy.
Okay, then I will move again and draw the and I'll actually pull out the staff of healing.
All right, the staff of healing is out.
Be careful!
And-
And he's picking chunks of rock out of his armor.
And Yathane will move to the more northern of the two giants.
All right,
I
she can
think
totally
they
get
saw
there.
me.
Idrisil, you are up.
So
I see.
Oh, Iggy, Iggy.
yeah. Okay.
Good catch.
Move.
Seth's favorite.
Super stout legs.
What's your
Go!
speed? What's your speed, Iggy?
25 feet. I can get 75 feet. I figure that gets me a little over halfway.
Done. So Idrisil.
Seeing Brenros get knocked off his horse, Idrisil's plan to kind of go around them and shoot at them to get them away from the people is now gone. So I'm just going to go.
You are up north is where you are at.
Oh, okay, that's why I'm moving.
You were circling around.
I was going to circle south, but okay. I will go. Let me just continue to go north of them. So are these gray pieces of those like rocks covering them, or is that more of that same? Is it more footing?
It's elevated rocks for cover.
Okay, so I can't.
Massive
see
boulders. You can see the tops of their heads.
Okay, and now how far are they from me?
From you, they are 125 feet right now.
Let me go ahead and lock onto this, the furthest south one, I guess. And I'm going to hunt prey on him. And I'm just going to take a hunted shot.
From there, all right. There's no penalty for
Immediately.
range because you got a hunted prey.
That is correct.
Nice.
Long range shot while on his horse. That was almost a 2 rolled.
32.
That was almost a 2.
Almost.
A 32 far shot gets arced up through the air and connects. Roll your damage.
Nice.
For 9 points of damage for the first.
All right. You get
Shooting
a double
it.
shot, right? With
Yep,
your
shooting
first
a second.
attack.
Ooh, with a 16.
16. You're like, hey, watch this. And the second one's just cocky and misses.
I got one. That misses.
Yes. You have an
Okay.
action left.
One action left. Let me go ahead and move a little bit closer. Can I get to that covering south of me?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Done. Now we have Xander with a fireball ready to go, but the range is pretty far, about 125, 140 feet right now.
Oh, is it? It's 145 feet?
That's right.
That's a bummer. Fireball goes 500 feet.
Several maps to the right, Xander actually lands the fireball. That seems like such a typo.
Super
It's so
launch.
crazy.
Yeah, so also nice. It's not an attack roll. You're welcome. He does have a reflex save, though.
Okay. And you're putting it in the middle of the magic shield area. Did I hear that right?
That is not correct. No, that was a great guess. I'm putting it right underneath the butt of the southern hill
The
giant.
southwest one. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
The one that's got a little arrow. The giant looks and flicks the arrow off of its back of its shoulder. And then all of a sudden underneath it, this well of fire suddenly, whoa, its eyes get big and it tries to just lumber out of the way. And it makes a reflex saving throw of 26.
That's enough. So he only takes half of the stupid damage. which is going to be of 21. So that's what, 10?
10 points of damage.
10 points of fire damage. And on the top of the ass in the back, Xander sitting behind Jix is glowing all bright fire red with the black outline on the outside. Ah! Just trying to get the fire going.
And you have an action left, Xander.
Oh, can Xander move the ass forward?
He can move that ass back.
Why? Why did I fall for that? I should have seen it coming.
Let's where is it? There is a let's make a command an animal. Make a nature check.
So good at nature. Whoa, 25! I am good at nature!
Even from the back, you start kicking into the ass and pulling on its tail, and Jix, you don't know what the heck is going on, some backseat driving, and the ass starts jumping up and tearing off, and you guys get extra bonus movement from this, but it is not in the correct direction. It's southeast instead of full on east. But you guys are there, and last up is Jix.
Jix takes a second to realize what's going on. He looks behind him and sees Xander all red and glowing and angry. He's like, "What?" And he's like trying to get out of, like, he's just trying to ride away from the angry Xander, not like really remembering.
I got bad news for you.
Donkey with him. So Jix is move with entropy. Just trying to get away, but he'll kind of try and veer it east towards the giants.
Okay, you can cover a heck of a lot of distance and get just south of the giants to there. How does that fit you?
Fits me.
Perfect. We're at the start of a new round, and Sir Brenros, who is just shaking his head, you're flat on your ass, you are covered in horse gore, and yeah, what do you want to do?
I've got to get up. I'm assuming the giant that tossed at me is still staring at me.
No, he's looking at the ground for more giant fireballs that are about to appear.
Okay, fair enough. The pile of rocks that he's on, I would like to use for initial cover, if I can cover that distance and get closer.
You can stand up and move there for 2 actions.
Stop running away from me!
That's 2 actions for Brenros. You have 1 left.
1 left from there.
You're about 15 feet away from the giant.
I'll be spending this action focused on the... no, I raise my shield.
Okay. Not a bad idea. The hill giant that is next to the shield is attacking it mercilessly with a giant club and smashes, barely does any damage, but then gets a big hit on the second one. Then with a -10 penalty, because it's its 3rd attack, it takes a swing at this annoying black raven named Yathane that's flying nearby. And that with a -10 is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
Ouch.
And the club connects for 16 points of bludgeoning damage with a squawk, and Yathane is
Squawk
clobbered.
indeed.
No!
Feathers.
The other giant, the one who's been a little bit damaged here, hit up or with some fire and an arrow, he spends 1 action really focused on the ground. Then he spends another action looking around and taking in the whole scene, and he spots one thing that catches his eye. This weird shield that, if it was perfectly smooth, might have blended in, but it catches with a fraction with the little dents that are in it from some of the light and blinds him, and he gets angry and comes charging right at you, Sir Brenros, and this giant and has this big club, but it is out of actions before it can make its swing. It'll have to wait till its next turn.
Pause.
My first response action will be to wet myself.
Still good.
How's that work in that metal armor?
Retributive tinkle.
Starts to rust a little.
Retributive tinkle. How far away is Brenros now?
Brenros is 45 feet.
If you give it a
45 feet.
second, the giant, I'm sure, will shorten that distance.
Yeah, I'm going to move forward 15 feet,
All
and
right.
then I will cast a level 2 heal on Brenros, healing him for 25 points.
Nice heal. Iggy.
And whoa!
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, Iggy, wait your turn. Is what I was gonna say.
And then Yathane angrily will attack the giant that just hit her.
Oh, all right.
Wow. With a whopping 18 to hit.
The Yathane is stunned.
Yep. All right.
It's a miss.
All right. Carry on.
All right, Iggy, you may proceed.
I would like to get on the opposite side of the giant that Brenros is at. How far away is that?
45. You are 45 feet away, so that would be a move. Move would get you to the other side.
I would love to do that. I can do that actually.
All right. Done.
And then I'm gonna open this son of a bitch up.
Okay. Iggy comes charging across the battlefield, excited that it hasn't taken him 3 rounds to get there.
The 32.
Oh,
And connects with his giant new maul.
A 34.
Excuse me. Yes.
Critical, I assume.
Hold on, it's a 34
Yeah.
because of the
The flanking bonus.
the flanking bonus. So yeah, that is a hit, and sometimes we call it in the Game Master world a critical hit.
Yeah. 38 points. of
38 points of damage.
Good lord.
That makes
Fee
up-
fi fo fum, motherfucker.
He's very foul-mouthed for a dwarf.
That is a huge hit. You slash open the big gaping wound in the back of the hill giant, and it roars out. Does anyone speak the language of Jotun?
Ooh, hold please.
Jotun?
Tanner speaks
No, I don't
lot.
think. No, Southern doesn't.
No, I don't think. No.
Okay. Well, it says something, and you don't think it's particularly flattering of you, Iggy, and it's focusing on you. So good news, Brenros. It's turning around and focusing on Iggy. Idrisil, you have taken cover on your horse behind some little bit of rocks. You're moving back
Yes.
behind some cover here.
Seeing the giant that I was attacking is well occupied, I guess it would be a move, but could I get to the other side of the giants, like to the top of the covering, like on this side, like right here?
Giant number 1?
Yeah,
You can do that. Yes, that would be your turn.
I'm gonna get there. Would it be possible to get there, or is that too far?
From where you're at with a move on the horse, you're perfect
Yeah.
right where you're at. So
All right,
you've
I'm gonna
gone
go-
all the way around to the other side of the giants.
I'm gonna go all the way to there, and then I'm gonna scream at the people in the shield, "Get away from the giants!"
All right.
I'm gonna try to get them through that opening right there, if anybody sees what I'm going for.
All right. Xander.
Yeah. Okay, so I am still on the back of a scared donkey with a scared goblin. Is that correct?
Yes, but you've been brought very close. You're about 35, 40 feet away south of the closest giant.
Sweet. And he's already flanked by a bunch of people. Perfect time for burning hands.
No.
I'm not gonna do that. But instead, the magical shield is right in between me and giant number 2. Is that correct?
It is.
Mhm.
All right, so lightning bolt's not gonna work. I guess we're just gonna have to throw another fireball at that giant instead.
Which giant?
The one that's not
Okay.
being flanked, the one that Yathane got
Next to
being-
Yathane.
Next to Yathane.
Okay.
Wow!
We need to nickname Xander Collateral.
It means fancy. I'm a gnome. He does have a reflex save.
Reflex save coming. That's a 29.
Will you stop it with making the reflex save? All right, then you only get half of 23 since what's it? 11.
11. More fire erupts around this giant, and Yothane also needs to make a reflex save.
Right? Yeah, it's a 20-foot fireball.
20 foot? Wow.
Natural.
Yeah.
Yothane flies through the flame like a Michael Bay slow-mo shot, and there is no damage on Yothane whatsoever.
Just the
Sweet.
shot from the crow. Just
There's multiple crows flapping. Don Woo Movie comes out with 2 pistols. Jix, you're leading a donkey and an ass behind you. What you got?
Jix is just saw a fireball just flash from behind him over his head, and is still trying to get the fuck away from whatever's behind him throwing fireballs at him.
Xander, watch out!
Yeah, bitch,
And,
it's close.
What's behind us?
there's something throwing fireballs at us.
And he heads north towards the giant and the shield, and on the donkey.
All right. With 2 actions, you pull your donkey up right behind the giant. What would you like to do? You have 1 action left.
The third action, he's gonna quick lob a tanglefoot bag. Let me get to it. Hold on. Let me get to it. We're almost there. And that's a 16.
16.
That was so worth it. What a good build-up.
Disappointing tanglefoot back. And it misses. You had it right. You were about ready to throw, and then Xander just grabs onto your arm. What fireball? What? Where? Brenros, you have your shield up. You're peering just above your shield and see this giant right in front of you. It turns around, exposing this gaping wound with some bones showing and nasty stuff. Yeah.
All right. I will take advantage of that and make my shot. Slashing out with the sword. And adding 2 to that is a 34 to hit.
You hit the same vulnerable spot and get a critical hit yourself, Sir Brenros.
Yeah!
Holy moly. Melees are rocking this combat.
Yeah. And 2. Has 28 points of damage on the giant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice hit.
Big gush. There's blood that sprays out. The giant is still standing. You have 2 actions left. Please stop.
No. Taking a second attack at a penalty. That's correct, right?
That's the -5. It's built into the thing. If you click on the second action button.
All right. A 23 to hit?
You swing and he just swats your blade away at the last second and you miss.
Miss. At that, I stylishly go into a repose of spinning to a shield stance at that point for my final action, raising my shield.
All right. Idrisil, by the by, you do not see the people underneath the shield taking any action based on your command, and you see that they have some people that are either hurt or wounded also within this shield. Just an FYI. Okay. The hill giant that is next to Jix and Yothane is not particularly happy with the bird in particular and swings at Yothane again with a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit.
Oh, still got the hit for 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
Wow. Okay.
Is Yothane still in the air?
She is not.
Yothane drops to the ground.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How many?
23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I'm sorry. She is still up.
Yothane hops back up into the air.
Not yet. She has 5 hit points left.
I'll fix that. A 24 to hit.
What an ass.
That is 16 points of bludgeoning. Smash!
Yeah, that'll put her down.
Yathane is now dying level 1, everybody.
Is that the first time that's happened,
Yep.
Chris?
Yep.
And
Bad
then
guy.
and then the giant isn't done yet. It gets 2 hands and swings down on the body of Yathane.
What?
Accounting for her being down on the ground, that is a 31, but third action, that is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, that is an immediate dying level, so she's at dying level 2 right now. The second hill giant, who has been badly wounded on his back repeatedly, enraged, just goes and does this swinging arc with its club, striking at Iggy and Brenros with one sweep of a motion of this attack. The attack against Iggy is a 31 to hit.
That hits.
For only 24 points of bludgeoning damage. Sir Brenros, 24 to hit.
24
Shield is up.
with my shield. No, that makes it with a 24 to block. So
Oh,
And you are hit for 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
he just did 47 in one turn.
And then he strikes down at Iggy one last time. So he goes, shoo. Oh no, correction. That is just one action? Let me double check. Hold on. Wild Swing is just one action.
It counts as 2. Does it count as 2 attacks, though?
It counts as 2 penalties to the multi-attack after it completes. So it's pretty strong ability. So it swings at you with its second action, Iggy, for a 20 to hit.
Nope.
And it is determined to kill you with a 19 to hit and misses.
No.
Sure! Just blood is going everywhere. It's slamming mercilessly. Sildren, it is your turn. Your chin is on the ground in horror at Yathane.
Yeah, so after yelling no very angrily, and I move 35 feet forward, and Sildren holds out his hand at the hill giant that just attacked Yathane, and says, "By the light of Keth," and casts Searing Light, which is a brand new spell.
It sounds new. I was like, what's that do? I don't have that one.
Let me find myself
Must've been
here real
Fortuna.
quick. Bear with
you worship the wrong
me.
god.
All right, so that is an attack roll. It's going, and I'm going to use a hero point. I rolled a 7, but that is not going to do it. So I'm going to use a hero point and re-roll that.
Do good. Oh, it's the same.
The same exact roll.
So angry. 18 to hit.
18 to hit is not enough, and he has a little bit of cover due to the asses in the way.
The minerals.
Okay,
Only one.
then yeah, nothing happens.
Sildren. Iggy, you have been hammered by this giant, and it's just repeatedly just hitting. You're blocking with your sword. You see Sildren is racing past you, and you know something's wrong because you and Brenros are bleeding badly, and he's not paying you guys any attention. But you can't see what's going on behind you because of the giant. What do you want to do, Iggy?
I'm gonna just let out a blood-curdling roar, just "Roar!" and I'm gonna start raging.
Get
And then I'm gonna open this guy up again, right into his freaking big nose. With the 28,
Is a hit. That's a 30 with plus 2, yeah.
13 points of damage,
Okay.
and then my last action, I'm gonna hit him again. I'm gonna swing again and miss with a 14.
All right, so your first one did hit and connect. More blood is going everywhere. He's slowing down, but still in this fight. Idrisil, you have circled around. You're on the east side of the group, about 25 feet away from the...
So you said there's a total of 4 people in there, or it's a guy and 4 knights, or 4
You can
other
see
people?
there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people.
Okay, and some of them are injured and down. If I'm just gonna keep attempting to try to get them to see that opening right there in the bottom, kind of right of the area we're in, and just see if they'll attempt to move. Are they responding to that in any way?
You spend an action doing that. They are not moving.
Okay, I'm gonna spend one more action to go kind of around this rock and right by their shield, like right here.
So you're galloping closer to their shield. Yeah, that's an action.
That's one. Okay, my last action I'm just gonna use to shoot at the closest giant.
Perfect. Make a shot. Okay. This is not the one that's marked.
It's the one that's beating Yathane to the ground.
Yes. Yeah, he's closest to me. And there's too much stuff blocking the other guy, so I'm going to take one shot at this guy. With a 31 to hit.
That is a hit.
Awesome. And that'll do 4 points of damage.
Woo!
I got his attention.
You're so crazy.
That's my last action.
All right, Idrisil.
And I'm looking at these people in the shield, like, checking if they're okay, in honesty.
Yeah, you see there are 2 of them that look like they are unconscious or dead, and they don't seem to be eager to try to evacuate without their people.
Okay.
Xander, you are right next to the shield as well. You're about 8-10 feet away from one of these giants, and there's chaos and arrows and magic blasting all around you.
Yeah! Am I still on the donkey? We're riding this donkey still, right?
You lean over to Jix and ask. Yes, you are on the donkey.
All right, cool. If Jix is not directly in my way and I can see that giant 8 feet away, I will zap him with a lightning bolt.
You can.
I do.
This is a reflex save again.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna go great.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
What did you do?
I got a critical success.
Come on! So on a critical, success completely.
Yeah. So here's what happens. The giant turns, looks, and sees this weird crackling, storm cloudish-like effect about to zap him. Knows there's some sort of unnatural terror coming his way. He tries to step out of the way, and he still takes half damage. So you can roll your damage.
9.
Half of 9.
So half of 9 is 4.
All right, and he only took half damage because Jix took the other half of that damage.
Oh.
Ow! It's very electric!
Jix, now they're casting lightning from behind somewhere.
if Jix is seeing Xander right now, Xander is a full-on bright blue electric arc around with white all over the place, and the crackling fingertips, right, out of the top. So trying to reach around Jix's head, it would make sense he gets that.
Jix sees that, he's like, "Oh my god, they got you too!"
Xander, you have 1 action left.
Xander's gonna he's gonna buy into Jix's fear and cast shield around himself.
All right,
but
Jix.
the way his shield is elemental, so it all comes up from stone and the dirt up and around him. It just kind of makes this bubble. So
and the horse is overbeared and falls over.
So everyone's covered.
Is Jix in the bubble too? Is Entropy in the bubble?
It's extremely Xander-shaped bubble. It's freakishly Xander-shaped.
I'm a gnome!
Holy shit, they turned him into stone!
Jix, you're up.
Jix is really confused right now. And he's distracted because he sees something on the ground over on the other side of the giant that he thinks would make some really good alchemical potions later.
The remains of my horse.
The dead raven?
Oh
no.
Dead raven.
A terrible thing to say. Too soon.
He just makes a mental note.
I'm going to come back for that.
Smacking his lips.
But I needed it dying for.
But in the meantime, he casts acid flask. Well, not cast, but he throws an acid flask.
All right. That's one of my favorite Jixes.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Oh, get him.
For 32 to hit.
32 is a regular hit. Close, but it's a regular hit.
8 points of acid damage.
So that's fine. 8 points is fine, but this does more than that. What else does the acid flask do?
Plus 4 splash.
So that's 4 more.
Yep.
All right, that's
and then
nice.
It has a
Persistent acid, I believe.
yeah.
How much? Oh. Take your time. No hurry.
No one's watching you.
No one's watching. You're fine.
2d6 persistent acid.
That's significant.
Wow.
Okay, and you still have some actions left to go.
Yeah, that was one.
Splashing with acid. What's your second action?
Second action is we're gonna do chemical fire. So alchemist fire. Yeah, alchemist fire. Second action 17.
17's a miss.
So does the bottle just fly through the air and just tumble on the ground, and that's what happens? Or
It's a dud. It's a dud fire.
yeah, it just
The cork doesn't pop out.
Yeah, the
when
cork's
it
not off.
impacts.
Damn it!
Yeah.
High impact glass.
Third action. Third action. Jix is gonna hop off, dismount.
Make an acrobatics roll. You are not good at writing.
You're also super high off the ground.
30.
Whoa!
30. You are off the horse and can move 10 feet in either direction.
I'll get right up on the giant.
All right, you're
Underneath.
right up on him. You are underfoot of the giant.
Be careful! There's fireballs over there.
Sir Brenros.
Yeah, I see him.
They're about to be. Sir Brenros, it's your turn. You have your very wounded giant in front of you. This is just like I don't know, some first day intern butcher shop type thing right
Pretty
now.
much,
Just
yeah.
blood and meat everywhere.
Brenros, put this fucker down!
is the giant seems to be solely focused now on the raging Ignal?
Yeah, so you can disengage from combat and go home.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're all done.
I've got vigilant business to attend to. No time for this. Excuse me. I will lash out with my sword on this now beaten upon creature. Here we go. Oh. A 24.
26.
26, sorry.
26 with flanking is a hit.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There we
Doing
go.
18 points of damage.
Got it. Boom. The giant's barely hanging in there. He's wavering. You have 2 actions left.
My second action is to reach out towards Ignal and with a blessing upon him, saying a quick one-handed prayer, if you will, with sword in hand. He's just kind of holding the whole thing up. Does a lay on hands casting upon Ignal. That will be 18 points of health and 2 armor class added on.
Oh my.
Whoa, nice.
That's pretty good.
goodness.
Is there a range on that?
It's touch. I mean,
You've got to get closer. You got to spend an
he's-
action to
he's
move.
He's not close enough for that.
No, don't worry about it. I'm still pretty good.
Still pretty good. All right.
I mean, that extra AC would be awesome, but not imperable right now.
I'll go for a second attack then.
Okay.
A 26. to
Yeah.
hit.
That's
Nice,
another
good
hit.
Ooh.
Hacking and hacking away.
11 points of damage.
Doing the math. Boop, 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 boop.
No whammies. No whammies.
The giant is still alive. And it's raising its club up in its last attacks to kill Iggy. You have 1 action left, Sir Brenros.
My one action is to kind of lean over towards or around one of the legs of the giant and go, all yours. And I raise my shield up.
He bravely hides behind his shield. Sildren, we need to interrupt this scene and have Yathane make a dying 2 roll.
Oh no, make
Okay.
it up me.
That is a 12 or higher natural roll.
Oh,
That'd be a 12.
Woo! Yathane is down a level, down to dying 1, feeling a possible little bit better.
So the heal animal spell, it's heightened +1, so that is that at the 3rd level now as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's not your turn. That was just Yathane. She's out of sequence because she got knocked down.
I thought I was after Brenros.
Nope. You are after the giants go.
Yeah, giants are
After
after me.
Brenros, yeah.
The giants are going. The giant that just got hit with, it really wants to smash that bird. The giant turns around, though, at the acid that's burning it and sees this little goblin, but then doesn't see it because it's underneath. And then he is going to take a swing with a -2 to try and get at this crazy creature underneath him. That is a 26 to hit Jix.
Oh, yeah.
18 points of bludgeoning damage sends you out from underneath him, just a foot or two, and that gives him a better angle to smash you with. Then a 26 to hit with his second attack.
Look out!
That's a hit, I assume.
Yeah.
21 points of bludgeoning damage. Smash! And then he reaches out with a closed fist and just punches you with it with his other hand with a 20 to hit.
No.
Misses! Roll
Fight
2d6 points of acid persistent damage.
All right. He is, or you want me to?
Go ahead, real fast.
Okay.
8.
2d6 is
8 points. All right.
Plus
And
1, 9.
+1? No, you said 2d6
Persistence
points of
2d6,
damage.
right?
You're right, 2d6.
All right, and he did not get rid of it this round. The next hill giant is going. It is the one that has been trying to kill Iggy, and it is going to follow through on that. Iggy, how many hit points do you have left?
Oh, a ton, like 66.
Oh, God. Well, poor giant. All right.
Yeah.
It's, it just got hit big time. It takes one sweeping swing around it again. Round and round we go with a attack on Iggy of 34 to hit.
Oh, that's a crit.
Oh,
Ouch.
God.
Is Ignal within 15 feet of Brenros?
Yes.
Yes.
He has not taken his reaction and would like to step forward and resist some of that with... He just pops between his legs and kind of slows down the thing with a big clang, and then he just gets skittered back a bit, but he takes some of that damage away. 7 points taken off of that.
The damage dealt is 43 points of bludgeoning damage. -7 is 36 points to Iggy with his big, huge critical hit.
Oh, God.
But that's your retributive strike ability, right?
It is.
That's not quite finished. You're interrupting this arcing swing. And I will tell you right now, this creature has 13 hit points remaining.
Oh.
If you can somehow pull off a huge hit, you will stop it finishing its arc on you and its remaining 2 actions.
I'm taking back on my promise to give it to you.
Get it.
That's all right.
Oh no! Oh, do I
25.
surrender the? Do I surrender the flanking at this point?
No, you're fine.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
25 to hit then.
25 is a hit.
Yes!
13 points of
Come
damage.
Come on. Brenros! 15
Yes!
Yeah!
Sweet interception. You step in, you block the blow, you get a free attack, and you just bury it through. Your blade goes all the way through and almost hits Iggy on the other side. And the giant drops to its knees, clutching at this sword you pull out, and you stand heroically on the other side of the giant as it collapses to the ground.
As your blade comes through, it's like right here, and I give it a little kiss. Like,
Some liver, not even liver, it's shin.
Sildren.
Sildren glances backwards, hearing the massive hit. Looks at Iggy, he's like, no, he's fine. Looks at Jix with his 8 hit points, is like, no, he's fine. And we'll heal Yathane.
God,
Yeah.
everyone's dying around him.
With the focus, the heal animal. So he will heal her for 24 plus 12, so 36 points of damage. So she's like basically laying upside down, like her legs up in the air, and then she suddenly like hops up like she's been faking it the whole time, shakes her head, and then just flies away.
All right.
She reinflates is what happens.
Basically.
And you still have an action left, I believe.
Yeah. So for my final action, I will.
And let me interrupt. Yathane does now get to go after you again.
Yay!
Nice.
Final action will just be to move down here, kind of behind Xander. And then Yathane will attack the giant.
The bird flies up and attacks the remaining giant.
Let me find Yathane. There she is.
Revenge.
All right. And she attacks. And misses with a 14.
That was unsatisfying, I'm gonna say.
I
just
would,
got up from death, so I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Give her a break,
all right?
Give her a break.
All right. Iggy, you are ready to
wants
go.
to move right over here, right
Where's
below Yathane.
Closing in on the last giant.
Yep. And is that one move, or does that take me 2?
From there is, what's your move speed?
25 feet.
From there to there is 1 move.
Nice. So I'm going to attack twice.
Oh, from there, yeah. No, from there to there is going to be 2 moves.
2
I'm
moves,
sorry.
Okay. Then I will
You're
do
flanking.
1 giant attack.
All right.
With a... No, 16.
Boy, this is...
It's an 18, but it's still a miss.
Oh, man. All right. Maybe Idrisil can make the difference. Idrisil, still on your horse.
Yeah, he's actually gonna, I guess, take a turn to dismount if he has to.
Yep.
and
No
I'm gonna-
acrobatics roll needed.
So I'm gonna slap the horse and get it to go kind of south, just a little bit out of the way of danger. And I'm going to. I don't really need to hunt prey on him right now. Actually, yeah. Let me do a hunt prey and then a hunted shot
Okay.
on this giant here.
100 shots, a double attack. Go for it.
Tis and tis.
Get him, Idrisil!
That's a 19 for the first.
Misses. Come on.
I said get him, Idrisil!
Stop distracting me, Xander, with a 14 for the
14.
second.
And Idrisil snaps his bow, throws it down, and just storms off the battlefield.
Quit talking to
Poor
my
Alistair.
back draw.
God dang. You just have the worst
yeah.
luck. So sorry. Xander, you're still on the back of a donkey, not too far away from this last giant. You have many allies around this last giant.
Yeah, I was thinking burning hands. It was. And then everyone started coming around like they heard me thinking burning hands. So,
But you're yelling it while riding horseback. So.
Guys, I'm gonna do burning hands.
Xander's gonna stay right where he is. Now he's gonna clear shot as there's no Jix in front of him and fire an acid arrow. Green aura lights up down my hand, starts pointing off of my fingers in this long, large, strong tip, and fires out. I'm guessing he has. Oh yeah, it looks like it's gonna be attack roll. So no reflex save for you.
All right.
How that large, strong tip treat you?
22.
22.
He's flanked though. I don't have that as range.
You don't have it, and you miss with the big acid arrows.
Not so easy, is it, Xander?
Xander, you have an action left.
Xander's gonna stay right where he is and pull all the dirt that fell off of him right back up again.
Right.
Big dirt shield.
Jix, you are critically wounded. Just 8 hit points left. You're
Yeah.
standing right before this giant. What are you gonna do?
Jix kind of gets up off the ground. Well, he wasn't on the ground. But kind of steadies himself. First action, he pulls out a sickle that. Even though the Sidolish oil that he rubbed on it a few days ago is impotent now, it still has some wyvern guts on it.
Yes, that's true.
That are unused. Pulls out his sickle, and camera view, Jix just focuses on the giant's loincloth and says, "Those are mine." And he just rushes the giant for a second action, and then grabs and harvests with this third action.
I need those for my pouch.
Reaches up. So he's gonna roll. And does flanking? Does he get flanking as well?
You do. Have you ever gotten flanking before?
No, never.
Never while harvesting.
With my sickle, I got 22, 23, 24, 25.
That is a hit.
Yeah!
A rare sickle hit.
And then it's gonna be
That's sick.
6 points of damage.
Woo!
Plus 2 nuts.
Rivaling Idrisil. 6 points of damage. That's easy to do the math. All right,
You're more just kind of trimming them down there, really.
Landscaping.
I cast manscaping.
Giantscape.
The hair is thick.
Gotta stretch out.
I take cover in the bush.
He's reaching up. It's in my mouth.
Make us a fortitude saving throw or be sickened. You have an action. You have an action left, I think, Jix.
No, that was pulled out my sickle, ran towards him.
No, you were right next to him, so you got an action left.
Okay, then I'll swipe again.
Go for it. Minus
The sickle.
5.
26, 27, 28, 29.
Whoa!
That's a hit. Wow, that's a great roll.
Wish I could get some of those.
Right? Be neat.
For 3
Min
points
damage.
of damage.
3.
Shave the other side.
Wow, that's
Gotta get the taint.
God, that's good. Sir Brenros, you are about 35 feet away from the battle. Underneath your shield, what do you got?
I'm a little heavy. How is the group underneath the shield faring that I can see?
Great question. The shield is dropped.
Oh.
And there are multiple armed people who are now charging out at the last giant. These are armed soldiers of the Navaran army military.
Okay. Do they appear to have a commander among them, or are these just soldiers?
No, they do. There is a commander, and he drops it, and you just hear his last word was "down, charge!" And they're going to be charging in just a second.
Now they're charging? Sons of bitches.
Brenros will join to formation if I can adapt some sort of warfare knowledge and assume a formation that'll make their attack a bit more efficient and a bit more effective if possible.
Wow.
All right, Brenros, you close in. Can you make a warfare lore roll, please?
I will certainly do that. Not much here. I'm going for style. I'd like to spend one of my hero points.
Do it. Be stylish. Oh, it was almost a 17.
18.
18 is not too bad. You command them. What do you say in your command of these guys?
Let's see. You men form on me and charge, and then proceed out. That's about 18's worth.
They get a bonus, and 2 of the guys are able to move into position early this round. So nice roll. That is 2 of your actions to close in yourself and make that and make that command. You have 1 action left. You're right next to the giant.
My next will be to raise. Where's the giant paying attention to presently?
It's looking around and wondering how many of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people it can catch in its whirling swing.
Oh, shit.
My next action, seeing that it is plotting, is to mount and disarm him using my using my Titan Wrestler ability, I think allows me to.
Yeah.
What?
Titan wrestler.
Little history of Brenros coming into play.
Brenros used this same ability with the ogre on the bridge way back when, didn't he?
Oh, maybe.
did I?
Maybe.
Oh,
Well, you weren't there, but your character
yes.
All right.
tried to kick a ogre off of a bridge.
Oh my god, I remember that ogre.
To do so, you need to grapple with this creature. To do so, you need a free hand. So you need to either spend an action to put your shield or sword away, or drop either one of those.
I don't have any actions remaining. You said 2, and then this is my action.
Right. You have one last action. Do you want to spend it putting away one of your 2 pieces of equipped gear, or do you want to drop one of those so you can spend that third action actually grappling?
It'll be dropping the. It'll probably be dropping the shield.
Okay, shield is dropped.
Yeah.
Make an athletics check versus the creature's fortitude, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it a flanking bonus. Give yourself a flanking bonus for that.
Okay.
This is
Get it,
not
get it.
easy. This is not
28.
easy. You just barely did it. You are able to grab on, and I don't know how you want to describe this, but you now have the creature grabbed, so he can still attack, but he can't move around well. He can't reposition well, and he can't do any fine detailed stuff. And then you can try later on to even further grab him on your next turn if he doesn't
so
break free. What's the
essentially
visual?
The description of it is he's been looking around, and as he turns, he leaves kind of the back of his thigh open, kind of a ramp up, if you will. Brenros athletically hops onto that and starts clambering up him and starts getting into his arms and annoying the hell out of him. But
I also really picture Brenros throwing his shield. You know how like a sword will stick into the ground? That's what his shield does when it throws it into the ground.
over. It's
Billy,
all worked up.
have you ever seen 2 grown men wrestle? Sir Brenros is done. The giant is going to go, and it is going to spend 1 action to try to get free. It doesn't like this dude clambering all over it. Let's see. Restrain, grab. It needs to try to break free. That's the escape, and I think it's going to do athletics for this. Oh, it counts as one of its attacks. That's really good for you. What is your athletics score?
Presently, it is a plus 12.
Okay, so he needs a 22. Oh yeah, you're gonna lose this. He's super duper strong. Here he comes. Natural 1. Natural 1. He goes to the right. You realize exactly what he was doing. You get behind him. You climb up, do a rear naked chokehold on this guy somehow, and you are able to bring him to the ground. He is now fully restrained and cannot take any other actions than to try to escape. He now has to burn a second action to try to get free. With a 32, he finally gets you free, tosses you off of him, and wastes his third and final action standing back up. His turn is done. Well done.
Wow. Nice.
Jix,
Nice.
2d6 acid damage for the poor guy.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, nice.
9. And he needs to roll a natural 15 or higher to get rid of it. He rolls a 14. It continues to burn. Sildren.
Sildren will, finally noticing Jix is pretty severely injured, I will, it's actually just going to be a heal with the staff. That's going to heal you for 12 points of damage.
I'll take it.
What
So
is that?
2 actions.
They're casting heals. Watch out.
That was 12.
And Xander's right there with me, right?
Xander's right there, yes.
Okay.
Everyone is practically right there.
Then I will give Xander guidance because that only takes 1 action.
What is guidance? We haven't seen much of this.
So I give a little prayer to Keth on Xander's behalf, and he'll have a +1 status bonus to one attack roll, perception check, saving throw, or skill check the target attempts before the duration ends, and it's the start of my next turn. So,
I have an idea.
so that's that.
All right.
Thank you.
If
Next
you use
up-
it for burning hands, I'm going to kick you in your nuts.
All right.
Next up are the Navaran soldiers. All three have now swarmed in, seeing this great leader, Sir Brenros, not only tell them to charge, but dive and bring down this impossibly large beast. They surround and they start hacking, and the giant is trying to fend them off, getting cuts on its forearms and thighs, and it just got badly hurt by those guys. They all three are done. I made the rolls while you were going. Iggy, you are up. Essentially, you have one giant who is completely surrounded by everyone except about 15 feet away is a pouting Idrisil. I don't blame at all.
Yeah, I'm swinging. With a 20.
20's a miss.
Do it again with a 21.
21 is a miss.
Son of a bitch.
Want to recall knowledge on why 21 is a miss?
No. I'm going to try to intimidate him.
Interesting.
With a 26.
Versus his willpower, he is demoralized.
Yeah.
What does that do again?
Because it's never been successful before.
It's
been a long time.
Successful. He's
Do you know what it does?
fear 1. Frightened
Fear 1. Nice.
I've never been intimidated before. I'm a giant, damn it.
The guy who took me down didn't intimidate me, but the guy who misses does. Idrisil, you are up.
So I still have a clear shot on him, right? Because he's a giant.
Yes, you do.
We're gonna go ahead and do a hunted shot, just real quick.
All right, he is badly
Just
hurt.
instantly going for it. With a total of 20 for the first.
Misses.
And we'll just-
Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Come on, Idrisil.
2 actions left.
2 actions left. Let's just do I'll just keep firing, you know?
Come on.
Just gonna keep going. With a 26.
There you go.
You rolled your attack number 2. That should be attack number 3.
No, flurry is 2, right? And then
it's-
second action, second attack.
No, the number of attacks doesn't change. When you attack 3 times, it's still your third attack. What flurry does is it lets you attack twice for a single action.
Oh, okay.
Which is still only a total.
But you still hit. So let me double check. You miss that. No, I don't know. Hold on.
But I'll just have to re-roll.
Just re-roll it. Yeah, it's a little too complicated for me to do the math.
Yeah, 19.
19, that's a miss. You have 1 action left, Idrisil.
But that can't be because I can't attack now.
You can attack
With
all
another
you
plus
want,
4.
but you just keep doing attack
Last
number
one.
3. Yeah.
I'm gonna use a hero point for that second attack. May I do that?
For the last attack, you can.
You are just throwing off my groove today, man. Fuck, you guys.
Fireball.
Why did you surround him that much, guys? There's
Idrisil's like,
That's
one,
worry of
two,
my
three,
life.
4, 5. There's 8 people on top of him right now. Yeah, all right. One last
Burning
attack.
hands.
With a 14.
14, yeah.
Whatever.
Idrisil fires and
I didn't
fires
even
and
want to do
fires. Xander, you have more allies around a target than you have ever had before. You are itching. You are itching.
He's never gonna see this coming.
Do it.
Think of all the loot.
Burn it all.
TPK.
Oh man, it's so real.
He's flashing back.
Everything he dodges,
his
he's got,
colors are just going like a chameleon.
for being a freaking
been...
giant, he has a lot of reflex.
No doubt.
Oh, it's Xander casts fear.
Oh, we're gonna add some fear, possibly.
I put in his mind what it's like to be small, smaller than everyone around him, always having to look up at everything. Small. Fear me.
He makes a willpower saving throw of 15.
Yeah! He is frightened 1.
All right, that stacks. He is now frightened 2.
Yeah! High five, Xana!
Yeah! Fire 5!
Done. Done. Xander, did you have I think you have an action left, and then Jix, you're up.
Xander's actually going to back out. If he can take his little donkey with him, he's just going to a little bit further away, get come behind the rock.
Yep. Jix.
Jix is gonna keep on slicing.
All right, let's see.
He
Sickle.
slices. He dices.
26, 27, 28.
That's a hit.
Yeah, good.
3 points of damage.
Will you hit it with something better, please?
Jix is just carving the gyro meat.
I imagine him like a Monty Python guy on the dock going with a fish. Slap. Lap. Until the club goes.
In all fairness, it is 3 more points of damage than Idrisil has done.
Oh! Idrisil, take a point of damage for that insult.
Burn!
I noticed Idrisil's horse came back to him and he's riding away. So.
Jix going again, 23 on that second attack.
Is a miss.
Okay.
He coughed and they rose.
No hernia on this one. I'll go for a third. I can't. I'm laughing too hard. I can't click it. There we go. Cool. Yeah,
Oosh.
Total of 5. Yeah, you're laughing too much. Brenros, you are ready to go. You've got your army next to you.
Yeah, no doubt. I've tumbled down safely. I acquire my shield. I don't know that in
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it takes an action to pick up your shield. And by the way, I'm picturing you all oiled up in a white loincloth. Going, yeah, yeah!
I am Spartacus. Advancing on the giant.
You're right next to him.
Slash at him.
All right, good luck.
Is a 21. I don't think that's going to make it.
21. He is feared. Is a miss.
It is a miss. Okay.
Did
Oh.
the fear
Even with the fear too, right?
lower
With the
his
frightened
AC at
2?
all?
The fear.
It does. I can tell you that.
Jix, you're sick. I checked it for Idrisil. I did not check it for you, Jix. So hold on, Brenros. Jix, your second sickle did hit. Hold on.
Yeah.
You had 23. It is a hit. Yes.
All right, let me roll that damage.
The
quick.
fear that everyone stacked did hit. So yeah, let's get that massive sickle damage.
6
Nice.
points of damage.
I'm annoyed I have to do math for this, to be quite honest. All right.
The giant
Sir
did
Brenros.
his burning. He did all that.
No, that's at the end of his turn.
End of his turn. Okay. So, am I re-rolling or is that my first attack?
Your first roll is done. You have 2 more. You have 1 more action left.
Okay.
Did
I have one
just
more
to go
action.
back a second, did Jix get that acid damage?
That happens at the end of the giant's turn.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Brenros not being too eager on this one. He will shield up, raise his shield.
All right. He yells to his men, "Shields up!" And he brings his shield up. The giant's furious, blood everywhere, barely hanging in, knowing his life is done soon. With fear too, and still really worried about what's happening, is going to do, let me check my math and make sure there's no limitation. He is going to do 3 wide swings, hitting 6 people, and the laughter you hear is Idrisil 10 feet away. All right, we will
I'm just chalking the top of my bow like a pool cue.
Jix is underneath the giant.
No, he kicked you away. He smashed you away a little bit ago.
All right.
All right, he's going to start at the south at Sir Brenros. Here we go, including some fear. It is a 20 to hit Brenros.
Will be a miss.
To the first soldier. First soldier is critically hit. Why did I leave the shield? And he is smashed down into oblivion and is killed.
Oh no!
Brenros.
I killed the map. I'm so sorry. Hold on. What did I do? Hold on. I got it. Everybody calm. There we go. Delete this token. He's dead. Okay. That was the first one. Then his swing comes around. Yes?
Hey, Brenros would like to step in on the that attack and do retributive strike.
Oh, okay. You are able to block some damage. The guy, unfortunately, is still killed, but you do get your strike in.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that it was a full
super death.
That is a 23 with flanking. With
the fear is a hit.
Damn.
Oh, that fear is doing great for you guys.
Is 8 points of damage.
8 points. The giant, is going to drop, but it stays on its feet. Its circular arc comes around. Next up, going counterclockwise, is Yathane. Poor Yathane. -10 is a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
With -10.
-10.
Yeah. That is 21 points of bludgeoning to Yathane.
Okay, she's still up.
Okay. The attack comes sweeping further towards Iggy. -10 is 14 to hit Iggy.
No.
The arc comes around towards the next soldier, hits him, and towards minimal damage, and towards the last soldier and misses. Just hits a whole bunch of guys with this, almost like Neo in like the second Matrix movie with the staff. I don't know, that's in my mind. But the giant is just swaying blood everywhere. It wipes blood from its eyes. And Sildren, you are next.
Okay.
Oh no. Jix, roll 2d6 points of acid damage.
Isn't it worse than this? I thought he had 2 more of those things coming.
No, he has 2d6 points of acid damage.
That's okay.
That's
nightmare.
10 points.
That's awesome. That acid has done almost 30 points of damage just by itself sitting there.
How much damage again?
10.
Jix, take him down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jix is just trying to jump and slice, and with bits of giant dripping down from the acid, and as the acid eats into him more, the whole surface area thing comes into play, and then like the more the acid eats in, the more he starts to dissolve and just becomes like this faster and faster dissolved giant. And as the giant sinks down from dissolving onto his knees, Jix finally reaches up and cuts his nuts off. And then he just like falls into the rubble, and there's just a puddle of hill giant in the rubble.
Wow.
Which he ladles him into the bag.
All right, there is gross burning smell. There's blood everywhere. There is a dead soldier with some more wounded people. Everyone's trying to catch their breath.
Is the soldier dead or just dying?
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay.
He's wiped out. And everyone's trying to catch their breath after this chaos, and so will we. We are going to take our break here, and we will be back in a couple moments. All right, we are back. You are standing there amongst the chaos of the battle. The leader of the soldiers, the Navaran soldiers, sheathes his blade and walks over and shakes the hand of Sir Brenros and says, "Well fought, well fought."
Very well fought. I am sorry about the loss of one of your men.
He says yes, he will certainly be missed, and makes a motion for his other man to go take a look and take care of any rights as necessary. We are absolutely grateful for your help. This was an unexpected ambush, or possibly an expected ambush, but nonetheless, we were in dire straits.
And the rest of your party? They were injured.
Yes, we were attacked, and he motions towards two other people. There is a soldier who is badly hurt and on the ground with a shattered leg, and then there is a civilian who is has some bad shoulder damage. Looks like a club to the shoulder.
Sildren will go over and tend to the wounded.
All right, doing some of your medicine stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever's going to be most effective, whether that's, I have 2 heals left in the staff, so I'll give, cast.
Can we just, sit here for an hour and heal everybody?
Yeah, but, just kind of starting out, I'm just going to heal those guys with the staff and then do medicine, or just kind of start splitting them up and doing what I can for them.
As you do that, Sildren, you see there are 2 other people that are here who are absolutely dead. Another soldier and a wizardly-looking fellow who were also just obliterated and smashed by giants earlier. The soldier continues chatting with you, Sir Brenros. We had heard word that there was a giant in this region, and we found him resting yesterday morning and ambushed him, and were able to dispatch him without any loss at all, and came upon some travelers and were escorting them, only to find ourselves ambushed by 2 of his allies today.
It's probably not good to stay around here for too much longer with giants wandering about.
I agree. We are headed to Tavernry for an assignment, and will continue to escort this gentleman here, says, pointing to the civilian.
Are there any horse, remains, or just horse tracks or anything?
Jake's collected all the horse remains
for their from these guys, or does it just appear that it's just them? Is there a satchel or any camp setting and stuff, or is it just?
Do they have a camp? Is what you're asking?
I guess just more horse-related stuff. How did they get here? I'm good.
Yes.
Idrisil's going to ask that, but I'm asking you. What's around?
Yeah. You'll have to ask them, because
okay.
You don't know.
So Idrisil is bent down by the head of the wizard guy, and he closes his eyes, and he just asks, "How did you all manage to get so far from I'm guessing Mearscon? Where did you guys come from?"
And who are you saying this to?
Just one of the, soldiers. Yeah, one of the soldiers talking to Brenros.
The leader says, we came from Mearscon. We are heading to Tavernry on assignment, and we were waylaid outside our camp and tried to escape to this point.
Right.
Who's that you got there with you?
Who are you saying that about?
I'm saying that to the remaining soldier guy about didn't he say he had a civilian looking person with him?
Yep. He says, the man appears to be some sort of emissary, has some notes he's delivering. He wasn't too specific.
Oh, so you don't know who this guy is?
No.
Oh.
And more importantly, who are you?
I'm Jix, the Jix, king of the Hammerheads.
Oh my!
That odor is...
That's quite pungent, yes.
I believe the proper response is a flourish, or take a knee, or, how do you do? Who's your uncle? I don't... What?
I do not have time for this silliness.
No love.
Several of you in the...
Someday, Tim, someday you'll get it.
in the Idrisil and Iggy Yeah, Idrisil and Iggy, you two recognize this guy as a soldier you ran into on your first trip to Tabernary at a riverside tavern. He spoke to Killian at some length.
Yeah.
You recognize the face.
I don't acknowledge him.
All right.
Yeah, I don't play at that end at all.
Do they? Alistair, were you still going to ask about the horses?
Yeah, I was actually going to ask them.
Ask them.
Yeah, so it just looking around. It just looks at the unconscious people. It seemed that they were unconscious when we arrived and helped you out. Who casted the shield?
That was
great energy.
Yes, that was the last dying effort of Bacalane, he says, pointing to the wizard-looking fellow dead on the ground. He saved some lives. Just like you. And again, I will ask again, both as a courtesy for your help and in an official context, who are you?
We're the defenders of the realm.
Xander just deflates.
Xander cries out as his horse goes riding by.
It just has the biggest grin on his face. Xander didn't get his moment.
So how much further is Mearscon?
Good question. 2, 4, 6, 2.5 days to the west.
So under their shield, do these guys have their horses and all their gear and everything?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, they said they were dispatched from camp.
Yeah, they were like, I guess, ambush at the camp and then moved to here, it sounded like?
Yeah. Yeah, so Idrisil kind of turns to Sildren and Iggy a little bit.
He interrupts you and says, I've not heard of defenders of the realm. That would kind of fall under my jurisdiction, would it not?
We're the guys that saved your ass. How about that?
Yeah, defenders of the defenders of the. It doesn't really have a nice ring to it, so we shortened it just for. You protect as best you can, but we specialize in taking down creatures.
As best we can.
Certainly.
We single-handedly slew it. Well, actually, I should not finish that sentence.
Now, do you want some help burying your dead here?
No, that is an honor we will do upon ourselves and head back to our camp and carry on as quickly as we can. As you said, staying here isn't advisable. Who knows how many more there are.
How far is your camp?
It's just around the next rise. We didn't get too far away.
Do you have an extra mount that we can buy off of you? We seem to have lost one in this fight.
And you seem to be short a couple people. It would make sense.
Iggy, make a diplomacy roll +1 for each giant that your group slew.
A total of 20.
A total of 20. He says, you may not buy a horse from the soldiers of Navarre, but I can certainly grant you one as a gift for your service. Please come with us, please.
Thank you.
And they grab up the bodies. They seem to be particularly worried about touching the wizard, and are treating him like they've got gloves on and like they don't want to be touching him, and they're very careful, and they're just dragging him. The other soldiers they've got over their shoulder, and they're heading back to their camp.
I'll volunteer to grab the wizard and
all right.
over my shoulder.
The soldier's like, thanks.
Yep, and then I'm gonna rifle through his pockets on the way.
I was gonna say this guy.
All right.
Let's try to figure out how to like edge that in somewhere. So good shot.
I was not expecting that. I should have.
Brenros would like to gather what he's lost on the horse and sling that. I'm assuming the armor was trudged over the back there and just kind of sitting there. I don't I don't imagine it's fitting neatly into a pocket thing on my side. So
Okay.
so yeah, just making sure that comes along.
All right.
Like to go gather Entropy and brush his mane a little bit and just kind of calm him down from the events that just took place.
There. You're a good little junkie. Good job, Entropy.
The mount that I originally had, I will give to Sir Brenros because he seems to be overburdened with shit to carry right now.
He's got a fancy belt. He's fine.
Yeah, he's actually right. Brenros is handling this fairly well. Just trudging around. Almost seems a little happier walking.
Okay.
So
Iggy, you find as you're carrying this guy over to the next hill, this dead wizard, you have him over you. You are carrying his wizard staff because that was left behind, and then you're trying to keep that wedged in and just like, oh, I got to readjust. As like your other hand is like some sort of disappearing magic trick, disappearing to different folds and nooks. You find a small bag you can easily feel is filled with coins.
Okay.
That you take and later find out are worth 23 gold.
Very good.
Nice.
And you also find a strange gem.
Okay.
Hold on, let me double check. No, I'm sorry. You do not find a strange gem. You find a, double checking my list. He did not have that. Nope, nothing else. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, you guys head back to their camp. There are horses scattered. Sildren and Idrisil are able to help gather the horses and calm them and bring them back together. And they share a little bit of food and water just for those that have the energy to eat. The civilian's still just scared out of his mind. And then they start packing up their gear while always watching the horizon for any more trouble. The soldier, the leader, turns to you and says, I've not properly introduced myself. My name is Lieutenant Gareth, and I thank you again for your service to the kingdom.
Thank you, Lieutenant. I'm Ignal Heavybringer.
And they bury their dead there, except for the wizard. They put on a long, low but long pile of wood and are going to burn his body.
Why burn the wizard instead of bury him?
Lieutenant Gareth says, our wizard was a unlucky lot, as you can see. He's always dealing in curses and nasty things. I would go seek some sort of mystic myself, dwarf, if I were you, as soon as you can. His items were plagued and cursed.
Allow me to help with this.
Yeah, I just give you the staff, Xander.
Don't touch that. Just toss that onto the wood and we will start this fire.
Every wizard deserves respect, even the cursed ones. Xander
The funeral pyre is great respect. This is the way we should go, not buried into the ground.
Xander takes the staff and just sets it behind him real quick and casts Burning Hands.
Okay. Make a thievery roll for sleight of hand, and we'll do -3 as the staff is bigger than you.
Was I not just handed the staff? I didn't realize that. Okay.
They literally said, put the staff with the dead guy. And you're like, yeah.
All right, I just make sure
-3?
we're on the same page on that. Rolling thievery. Oh, this is not a trained skill. It's going to be amazing! Natural 20!
How is that supposed to happen?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
You see Xander go, hey, I'll help with that fire just right over there. Hold on. Okay. On. No. Let's just stay here for a little bit. No one needs to move. Let's just come closer. I can't hear you.
He tilts his head back and just like
Move.
It
He
burns.
can't quite reach the ground and he wobbles.
Just pogo sticks away.
No, I'll just stay here in this ditch.
I am not a popsicle.
I got stuck in a snake hole. Hold on.
Oh my god.
All right,
Natural
you have distracted them, and I cannot figure out how you've taken like a 5-foot staff. Somehow totally distracted them.
It would be amazed by his burning fire and
Yeah.
you
So
know.
I can tell you the way Xander would have thought it worked out in his head would be taking the staff and looking like he threw it onto the fire on the other side and then backing up with burning hands and just lighting the whole thing so no one wants to see or look or pay attention to it at all while it's just sitting there safely.
All right,
On
you
the other side.
light up the dude with burning hands, and the fire erupts, and the lieutenant is.
Wait, does the dead guy, does he get a reflex?
He passed it.
No! Don't save him!
He rolls. Half damage. Yeah, and you light up the fire. Lieutenant says, "Thank you again, and if you find us again, we will owe you a drink for sure."
Now, you do know you go to Tavernry. The Renarian
Yes.
Brotherhood seems to be in charge up there. They will not be as honorable or ceremonial about your arrival, as respectful as they should be to a man of your stature.
We are fully aware of who is there and what we should expect, but thank you.
If you
And-
see any trouble, just tell him that Jix said to, let you come in, give you a couple drinks.
Farewell, defenders.
It was Lieutenant Gareth, right?
That's what I
Lieutenant
said. Yes.
Well, I was asking you, not. Okay.
This dwarf is mumbling, and he kicks his horse, and they ride off, and they did give you a horse as well.
Very good.
Fantastic.
Was it one of the dead guys' horse? Is there a bunch of loot in the saddlebag like last time?
No, you need to be a thief in your next character, by the way.
Is this a Navaran steed with barding, or is it just a plain like pack horse or some such?
It is a riding horse. It doesn't have any barding on it, but it does have some insignias of the Navaran soldiery on it. So watch out for that.
Yeah, watch out for that.
Sir Brenros, would you be more comfortable with an unmarked horse? I'll gladly ride this one.
So we can rob a bank and no one.
I know.
Yes, that would be fine. These are.
Very good. Also, this is for you, and I give out 4 gold to everybody.
I can't carry anymore.
Falls over.
4 gold.
So Sildren will
Is that in the party? Okay.
with the
Yeah, for everybody.
with the funeral pyre, he's gonna like toss a little bit of bright lotus and maybe some sage or something on the pyre, say a little something to Keth and just to kind of ease them into the next world or whatever. Also, while we are walking, I am doing a couple things. I had said I wasn't before, but keeping an eye out for any rare, special, useful flora and any odd fauna, any just odd creatures about, natural, unnatural things like that while we're traveling.
Good. What else do you guys want to do? Heading out?
We all healed up now?
Another attempt be made to find out what this armor is about?
You guys can absolutely spend time, and you can absolutely heal with Sildren and Jix's healing, and even some of Iggy's healing, and then all of that I think is equal to Sir Brenros's freaking lay on hands every 10 minutes.
Right.
You guys are healed up after a couple hours, and in that time, it only takes 10 minutes to sit down to try to identify an item, to answer your question, Christopher. So the challenge is you cannot attempt with our house rule to identify an item again if you failed until you level.
What kind of
Oh,
role
well,
is it
sorry, I thought it
to
was
identify
a
that
day.
item, though?
It depends on the item. If it's a religious item, it's religion. If it's a weird, cryptic, haunted thing, it might be occult. A lot of them tend to be arcane or nature. And I think there's one more that I can't quite remember.
It's a crafting one, isn't there?
Crafting, I've done a few with crafting, like the goggles that Jix, God, the eyepiece.
Could I
that Jix
attempt a
got.
crafting roll on that armor to see?
No, you cannot. It's not that type. Nope.
Okay.
What would, in my mind, be a standard cost to have someone analyze this?
A few gold, probably 14, 12 gold.
Okay.
Nice.
Just discussing prices
It
amongst
is a
my
career.
comrades as we're walking.
Xander, did you want to do anything?
I want to look at my staff. I have a
Yes.
staff. Look, Southern, I have a staff too. What does it do? What does it do? What does it do?
We need to make a roll. Go ahead and roll a 20-sided die, and don't just roll it. Yes. Actually, no, you can't do that because I have to do it. Sorry, it has to be secret on my end, so you don't know the result. And then every time I talk that up, it's an immediate success. Every single time. Weirdly frustrating. I'm like totally invalidating my point. You spend a couple minutes while everyone's healing up, and you identify this as one of the most powerful items your group has come across. And you guys were like this close to tossing it into a fire. It has the power of unusual smell now, but in addition, lingering smell. You've identified this as a staff of evocation.
Oh shit!
Staff of evocation. So this is this is a staff, and it has a number of charges equal to the maximum level of spell you can cast. So that's 3. So it has 3 charges. Every day you wake up, you spend a little bit of time infusing some power into it, and you get 3 charges into this staff. Good so far?
Good so far.
All right. You also cannot swap staffs between the two of you, only one each. And what this does is it gives you a +2 bonus to identify any evocation magic. So if anyone's casting anything odd that's evocation, you get a bonus. It also gives you the ability to cast Ray of Frost as a cantrip. Do you know that cantrip already?
I do.
So when you next level up, you can unlearn Ray of Frost to learn something else.
Nice.
And to free up that cantrip slot for something new, because your staff can cast it. The staff, if you want, can spend 1 charge to cast 2 different spells you don't know, so you can't cast them, so it's not of use to you. And that is Magic Missile and Shocking Grasp, but those are wizard spells that you don't know, right? So unfortunately, that part is wasted. However, this is a higher level staff than Sildren's, and it has access to some 2nd level spells. And those you do know and can cast at 2 charges each, which means you can just get 1 casting according to my simple math. Does that make sense?
Yep, so far.
Okay. And that casting is of Acid Arrow or Glitter Dust.
Really?
So
fantastic.
So this can cast later on Ray of Frost very easily for you to free up another cantrip, or once per day you essentially get a bonus casting of Acid Arrow or Glitter Dust at 2nd level. There you go.
Sweet.
So Xander now has a giant floppy hat over him and a 5-foot tall staff, and he's 3 feet tall.
I'm a stealthy 3 feet tall. I'm a gnome.
He basically looks like a kid going as Gandalf for Halloween.
Tripping over his robe as he goes.
And Xander, I put that in the party sheet inventory for you to pull out.
Thank you very much.
Anything else you guys want to do?
Keeping an eye out for giants that seem to be wandering out here.
Too late! Combat begins! Initiative!
Oh, damn.
Jix,
Copy that into my notes.
what are we doing? Are we heading somewhere right now?
Yeah, we're heading towards Mearscon.
We're going on your home.
Are we still in Tabin?
Are we in Kansas? No, Jix has has fashioned the 2 giant testicles that he claims.
I've been waiting so long to hear you say that.
Like kind of like fuzzy dice hanging off the neck of Entropy.
Right in front, right here. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
okay.
So Brenros has a wolf pendant. Idrisil has a shark tooth pendant. And Jix has 2 balls just dangling on his chin.
Our heraldry will look a
Big
little
giant
questionable.
Yeah, they're giant balls. Yeah.
Oh, and actually, I need to add one more thing onto what we're doing, because thank you, Alistair. I have some wyvern teeth, and I'm fashioning a necklace from the teeth while we're traveling.
All right, cool. You guys continue your travel. You travel for several more days, heading out west without incident. You pass a few more barges and a couple people on the road, and give them news of giants to keep their eyes open. And you guys approach the grand city of Mearscon. The city itself is a large, imagine if you will, a long strip of land that is where the docks are located at. Very long though, and right behind them are some warehouses and some taverns. And right beyond that is a 40-foot cliff that just goes really long all the way down. And up there is a huge plateau where the city proper is. So essentially raised up about 30, 40 feet above ground level, above sea level, is the city proper, with multiple districts and lots of buildings all crammed in there. And then you can drop down 40 feet down a road into the dock area for ships and trade. But there's an additional tier above that that rises up. That's another raised plateau, which is even higher. And this is the city of Mearscon. And in particular, I have a map I can share with our stream. I think, let's see. There is a map of the city, and I am going to email you players this same map right now. I've got it here.
It's always good when they have a prison, just giant prison right in the middle of the city.
All right, I just emailed you players the map as well.
Nice.
And this is the city of Mearscon. It's got the 3 elevations to it. It is a huge city on the coast. As you guys approach, you can kind of smell that ocean air as you're closing in. The city is a strange one to enter. You have to kind of go past the risen sections, go through a small district on the south called Scales, and then make your way into the Pier District and then the rest of the city itself. You can see there are, on the raised sections, there are walls that go along the raised cliff, so giving even further height. But above that, you can see the roofs of tall buildings everywhere, crammed in very tight, 2-3-story buildings just next to each other all over the place. You can hear the cacophony of sounds of lots of people and animals and trade and yelling. And you're coming into the main, the intro district, if you will, called Scales, which is it's an area where outsiders normally gather. So there's spots for trade caravans to get together. There's some open, basic open markets with bulk goods there, as well as some really cheap, crappy looking taverns and inns that are just there to deal with, to help foreigners come and go very cheaply. And you guys are coming into the city, and I'm curious of Sildren's view, as you are a nature lover and you've been stuck in Tavernry for so long. Any thoughts as you approach the city?
Just I guess resignation. Just that I'm going back into the city. Disgust. Just smelling the packed in people and everything else. Just kind of not pleased to be going into an even larger city now.
Is this an obvious thing, or are you keeping this to yourself?
I assume you guys would know me well enough by now.
He's got an eyebrow.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Idrisil, seeing that,
it's probably palpable.
Idrisil on his horse comes up next to Sildren and on the horse, gives a pat on the shoulder. It's gonna be all right, mate. We'll be in and out faster than you can think.
Let's get this chalice and be back on our way.
And then I'm also curious, Jix, you have come from this city. You were raised here. Do you have any thoughts as you see it again as you come in?
Jix, this is a very familiar scene coming down the road there, along Scalies, and then looking across the river and seeing the bridge up ahead. I picture in my mind the bridge that goes like from Astoria into Washington there at the mouth of the Columbia, and seeing it go into the long pier. And he and Entropy, I guess, and Xander too. Xander's still riding along. His kind of like fallen to the tail of the caravan. So he's kind of in the back of the caravan now, just kind of hanging back, seeing everything, kind of that familiar sight of home, but a home that doesn't feel like home anymore.
Okay. And you mentioned you're riding with Xander, but you guys do have an extra mount.
No.
No, because Brenros got.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I got him.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were doing it for your little buddies. I totally forgot.
Nope. They need to share that little donkey.
Okay.
Perfectly fine for
There's
that.
a lot of donkey sharing going on here.
The burrow.
Travel time a bit.
All right, you guys are walking into this cramped area. This is tents, wooden buildings that are all crammed in of the caravan district of town. You see there is, for the first time in this campaign, a huge disparity in races, with humans being the minority by just a bit here. You've got several goblins, you've got some halflings and gnomes. They're all trying to trade. You see some people you identify as Thavians from the south, who are fierce traders and negotiators that are making all sorts of deals. You see some folks from up north who are from Iveron that have big, strong beards and are arguing and quite a bit more than they are negotiating. You see some half-orcs. You even see some lizard folk that are here. Jix, those will not be allowed within the city proper. There's some limits that the people have, but it's a very very metropolitan. Is that the word? With all the interactions of folks going on.
Multicultural.
Progressive.
I don't know. Progressive has some sort of intent. This is more different.
Multicultural is fine.
But the buildings here are not there. They look like they've been up for no more than like 10 years or so. They look like they're ready to fall over. There's lots of tents. You walk past a caravan of 15 horses that are all ranged in a circle with gear and crates being moved back and forth. You're still making your way towards the river. As you do, you get into the heart of this ramshackle district, which has some more officialness to it. As you see, there are some tall sections of wood that look almost like unnecessarily tall hangman posts, but hanging from, they're just individual, and there are two of them, but hanging from them are almost cylindrical metal cages, each of them very narrow and each of them containing a dead body inside, as though they're being shown for their crime.
Sorry to interrupt. What race are those bodies?
Human, and you can't identify the other one easily. You continue to approach, and you're hearing some sounds of someone making some sort of deal or negotiation, but then you realize that's not the scene at all. As you get further into this main area, you see there is a larger hangman area that has bodies hanging from it. two of them that are hanging from it, and before them are several Navaran soldiers wearing that same black armor with silver type paint inlays, similar to the ones you saved just a few days ago. Here's a couple different ones that are now protecting a priest you recognize, who is doing the same spiel he did before. Look at these vile criminals who attack our great city, who have defied law and tried to bring down the rightful rule. And he's going on and rambling about this. As you guys approach, you see Iggy is not pleased with this whatsoever.
This guy again.
He's the wolf hater guy.
We don't want to make a scene just yet, guys.
Yep. We need to just pass through quietly and get done what we need to get done here.
You see that very thing. The bodies have little placards again with rope that have crude pictures of wolves drawn on them, hanging from them. Not in a badge of honor, but in a look at these idiot wolves, these gang members of wolves that are trying to disrupt your town. And he just continues to yell, "You need to report them as soon as you find them. We will root them out, all of them," as 6 wolves go right on by.
Yeah, so while we're doing that, Idrisil takes the wolf pendant that you mentioned earlier and just kind of tucks it.
Okay.
Are the ones that are hanging up? Are they hanging up high? The ones that he's preaching about, or they're not? We can't touch them or anything, right?
You would have to approach him and then climb up onto the wooden scaffolding, and then you could touch them.
Okay.
I should say that Idrisil's wearing the shark tooth one, so I go over to Brenros and I show him that I'm tucking my shark tooth pendant in, and he should do the same type of thing.
Xander, yeah.
Correct.
Xander's gonna run up to the scaffolding to tear the pendants off the bodies.
All right.
And in doing so,
if at any point in time Sildren can intercept Xander, that will absolutely intercept him.
Xander, make a reflex saving throw.
Rolling fast. Oh, wait, reflex is the other one. I don't ever do these. Reflex. 2 natural 20.
Oh my God.
Delightful. Xander, you go running for the scaffolding, and essentially it's this priest, and he is on top of the scaffolding, so he's about 4 feet off the ground. He's got some soldiers about 10 feet away from him on the little steps that go up to the side. Your group is walking by. Totally fine. I was ready to move on to the next scene, but no! Xander goes running, ducks under. You know Sildren was going to grab for it. You duck underneath. You go running past. You go running up to the guard. The guard easily reaches out to grab you. You duck underneath him with your natural 20 and go running up to the bodies, and you can see hanging from their head is this rope. Thick rope with a placard, wooden plank, little mini plank with paint of a wolf. So if you want to grab those, you're going to have to somehow jump up and clamber up the bodies and pull one off. It's going to be a scene.
That's the whole goal. Just to rip the placards off of them.
All right.
You elves told me to not make any trouble.
Xander,
it's a natural 20. What do you want me to do?
Xander, you grab onto the legs and start climbing up the body of this dead man that's swinging in the wind. One of the soldiers immediately comes over and grabs you by the scruff of the neck and pulls you off and throws you down onto the wooden scaffolding. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow.
And the soldier says, "What are you doing?"
I hate these wolves. They don't deserve to have that placard on them. You take that off of them. You take it off now or I'll do it.
And the guy smiles and says, "Get out of here." And is pushing you towards the stairs instead of booting you off.
Xander will cast Produce Flame and throw it at the placard on the body.
All right. You do Produce Flame. Roll initiative, Xander. That would be perception. Make a perception roll.
Perception roll. Do-do-do. 25.
You flash out with flame. The guy draws his sword. Your flame goes flying past him, and you attack first and hit the placard and light it on fire. And the guard sees that, decides not to run you through, and instead boots you. Ugh, he gets a natural 1. What else would you like to do, Xander?
I will produce flame again and throw it at the other placard, getting both of them off of there, and then getting down from the scaffolding to rejoin my party.
All right.
Quietly and without incident.
Yeah, Ignal, once as he's doing this, Ignal will shoulder his way through and get to Xander.
You shoulder way through. There's a bit of a crowd who wasn't paying too much attention. They're not watching. The guy the priest is there. The soldier's just stunned. What the? Wow, that's impressive. The priest, though, is pissed off. What is this? Get away from me. What are you doing? And he's really mad. You lash out with the second flame, light that plank on fire. Iggy comes in, parts through the crowd to try and grab a hold of you. The priest is pushing you off the side. Get out of here! And then he kind of looks and doesn't mind that look at this burning! They will burn for their crimes!
I point up at the priest and intimidate him.
Okay. What do you do for the intimidation?
Raise an eyebrow and be, you remember me, right?
Okay.
You're gonna shut your mouth now. And then hopefully scoop Xander up and get the fuck out. 25.
25. The priest immediately screams, guards seize them, and the guards descend upon Iggy as he recognizes you, except you put a little bit of fear into him. And he sits there in fear and looks and points a finger, and he does all of that about 10 seconds too late. And you are able to grab Xander, grab him by the hand, pull him back into the crowd, and you can just hear him say, "Fine, no, the dwarf, they're somewhere over there. He's a criminal." And you race into the crowd, and you can hear guards going, "Halt!" Would you like to halt?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
I want to put Xander down and say, let's get the hell out of here.
And you guys,
let's go.
You've been in the city less than like 1 minute, and already you're defying the law. You join the rest of the group and quickly make your way out of there, and are out of this beginning district area with the caravan stuff, the Scalies district, and move across a bridge. It's a little wide bridge that goes across a big river, and it's high enough and designed enough that the barges can get underneath. And even some smaller ships can, so it's very highly arched. You go past some wagons that are waiting to get through, and there are some guards on the other side with a guard post. There are about half a dozen guards there. These are not the soldiers that you ran into just now. These are more town guard types that are more stuck in their position and not as engaging as the soldiers are. And you approach, and one of the guys, he's waving some people in, waves some people in, then sees you guys coming and says, "Stop! Looks like you've got some weapons there. There's a weapon fee to come through. You, not you," to Xander. That's a gold each.
As all that was happening with the scaffolds and the and Xander and Ignal, Jix and Entropy had made their way to the front of their little caravan. And as they made their way across the bridge and everything, he's leading the way now. Jix rides up to one of the guards and motions him down and whispers something in the guard's ear.
All right. The guard still looking down at you on your donkey. Yes?
No, it's fine. Just have the house somewhere. I'll take care of it.
Make a society roll. Society or diplomacy, your choice. He's name dropping.
He doesn't have any special Mearscon skills, do you?
I do have
Do you
Mearscon City lore.
That's not the one.
Then society will be.
Hmm.
I'm gonna use hero point for that.
Oh, only a
That was
2? Yeah, that's a good idea.
That was a 2. So society again. What was my other option? Diplomacy? Yeah, society for sure. There we go. 22.
With a 22, the guard says, Summerall, you say? And
Keep it
he says, you have anything for that? Looking for some sort of proof. Do you have any proof you can provide that?
Jix fumbles around in his little satchel, and
Some giant testicles come spilling out.
Bam! and brings up in his palm is a ring, a signet.
Okay.
He shows.
He says, very well. Come on through, all of you. Quick. Not you, ma'am. And he stops the rest of the group. You guys all get a free pass with something Jix just said.
What did you do, Jixie?
Brenros checks to make sure he has all his gold.
You have all your gold, and you guys have gone across the road and have now entered the district of Long Pier. This is now where a whole bunch of ships come in. This pier is very, 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 very long, or this dock area. This is different than the docks you've run into before. It has been made of a concrete material, so it's very solid and has a ton of people coming and going. And there's a lot, again, warehouses and some shops. There's a really sketchy looking neighborhood nearby, but next to it is a road that leads up and cuts through the rise into the heart of the city itself. Jix, where are you taking them?
Jix will stop once we get through the gates.
So, where are we gonna find this dwarf?
What'd you just do? How did we get through there without any problems?
I'm from here. I know people.
What'd
I
you
know-
say, Jixie?
I just said some words. I made some threats. You know, I'm the king of the hammerheads now. I got some cred. So
You
yeah,
told, you told him you were the king of the hammerheads and he let us through?
Yep, that's what I did.
Jix, make a diplomacy roll.
Yeah.
Make a diplomacy roll. Iggy, what is your willpower
Maybe
say?
deception roll.
Deception.
Natural one! That's a natural one!
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
I'm not giving you a hero point for that.
All right, natural one. What happens?
Iggy, what happens?
You're so full of shit. Why do you have to lie? You tell me later. You lie to these guys. You don't lie. You don't lie to Ignal.
Fine, that's fair. Let's just get through here.
Okay, you tell me later.
Let's just find a place to stay for the night. I'll tell you later.
You were
Okay.
asking about the dwarf.
Well, that's why we're here, right?
The one with the missing nose, part of the nose.
Half nose, some sort of nose injury.
I'd rather find this cup, this goblet, this chalice, whatever the fuck it is, and just get out of here as soon as we can. This Mearscon is no place for people like us.
Well, we'll have to find the dwarves. But more than that, most likely it's gone into trade. I hate to think what would be beyond that. But where would be a good place to look?
Hold on, I'm checking my notes.
You seem to have some knowledge.
Well, I mean, it could be on the black market. It could be in a shop in Everman. It could be, I don't know, Copper Down. It could be, maybe the Stumps. They might have a reason somewhere
Is
over there.
there-
Dix, are you just naming places on a map right now?
Is there a
He's
specialty?
doing the Kaiser Soze thing where he's just reading a wall.
Is there like a specialty market or like an antique store like there is in Tavernry?
There's
Here?
a Wizard's Guild. There's some, I don't know. There's some other guild halls. There's an alchemist guild. There's some really rich people around here that might want something like this. I don't know. There's a lot of gangs
That's
and
where we found the other ones. Seems to be highly prized and would probably be in those places. Where do we go?
Well, take us to like where the shops are. We'll find a tavern and ask around there. I'm very thirsty, anyways.
So you want to go to the Grand Market then?
I don't know. This is your city. I've never been here before.
Sounds like a good place to start.
A place with a shop that would sell that kind of a chalice? It'd have to be something like a Grand Market.
Yeah, see? Xander knows.
I know!
Ah, Jixie.
I'm a gnome!
Well,
No isn't my name!
Lead the way.
Okay, well, we gotta go up to like the mid-level of town, so let's go this way.
And we head west towards Midtown.
Heading east.
East.
Yeah,
Midtown.
east.
We're along here.
East.
And
Heading
I-
east. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know what exactly to look for, but I'm trying to offload this armor to someone that can spend some time inspecting it. So if we're passing a shop that seems, I don't know, we inspect goods, that's where that's going.
All right.
Just
Buy
so that I
back
can
games.
Offload, yeah.
They give you credit. No, it's really low. Yeah, totally. You guys can do that. Essentially, you can spend several hours canvassing a certain region of town, telling me what you're looking for and who you're trying to get that information from, and then you can make some rolls to gather information about that. So you're making your way towards the Grand Market through the city of Mearscon. This city is intense. There are tons of people coming and going. The buildings are. They tend to be tall. Some of them are narrowish. 3 stories is very common, and they are everywhere, crammed up against each other. Tons of little side streets, tons of alleyways. The place has a lot of sound, especially down on Long Pier, where there's a lot of activity of trade and still more hawking goods and stuff. As you get into the city proper, you are assaulted by all sorts of smells. There's filth, there's occasional sewage as you go over little sewer grates underneath you, but then there's fantastic smells, particularly as you get into the Grand Market, which has all sorts of little tents and carts with food from all across the world. And that worldly vibe is throughout this market. And this is a big market. It's a very long market. Essentially, there are 2 long rows of stalls, of carts and all sorts of things, of merchants selling everything from around the world. They come by ship here, and they are selling beads and exotic birds and foods of all types. And you guys see some fancy ninja mall rat crappy weapons that won't stand up at all, but they look really cool. There's just anything you could think of buying is here as you start going through. And in particular, Sir Brenros, you break off from the group a little bit from time to time, start hitting some of the more shops nearby after interacting with some people, the permanent shops just outside the market, and you can make a society roll, please, to get the information you are looking for.
Is a 25.
Well, the 25, you were able to find such a dealer, and you go into the guy's store. His name is The Sage on the sign outside, and you go inside. And
I'll go with Sir Brenros.
Likewise.
Okay. 3 of you go with Sir Brenros. You are at the store with the Sage. It is a guy who is reading a book, who has got a weird red hat, very much like Seth is wearing right now. And so it looks really awkward. And he is, just kidding. He is poring over a book and reading, and you come in, and the room is very, very dark. And he says, looks up, "What?"
Is there anyone else in here? It's just him.
It's just me.
I'm looking for someone to inspect this bit of armor here. Found it in my travels, and I haven't had much success with it. It does have a dwemer, but I'm not entirely sure of its portents. Using
Put it here.
And I flop it down on the table.
That's 10 gold, and I will have your answer guaranteed by tomorrow. 20 gold, and I will have it for you while you wait.
10 is all I've got.
I will put that bill. Sir Brenros,
How are you going to foot the bill? Where's all this money coming from?
Let me pay for this. If you want to consider it a loan,
You just hear that
consider it a
jingling
loan.
chain like a cowboy. Ching, ching, ching. Walk over
He's
as
the
Mr.
group
Moneybags.
treasurer.
And he's not wearing
Walks in.
spurs.
Mr. Loot 'em all.
I must pay at least half. I appreciate it, but I couldn't ask you to pay
Well,
for
we
it.
do have a party member who has a whole box of gold. Should probably take it up with him.
I don't think he came along with us, so it's
He
just,
didn't, but
just
we'll
me
find
and
him.
How many of these little stars can I buy? They're so shiny. Jax, look at the shinies.
So you're paying the full amount, the 20 gold?
If
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Is that coming out of my pocket? Because I only have 10.
It's 20.
I thought you said it was 10. Is it 20?
It's 20 for right now, 10 for tomorrow.
I'll take care of 20.
His story change. No, he
Wow.
pays it all.
Wow.
All right. He sits there and he looks at it. He makes some magic little minor spells. And no, that's not right. No. And he starts opening up a book and, oh, yes, now. And then after about 10 minutes, he says, this armor is cast in a protective aura. It will protect you more than it normally will. I will give you twice your money back for it. For this armor has a terrible curse. If you wear it, you will never see the next day. 40 gold! The deal has been made. And he starts counting out 40 gold.
This is all up to you, Brenros. I don't think this guy knows what he's talking about, saying it's cursed, but it is your choice.
I look up the Yelp review on this guy.
He's got 2.8 stars.
2.8 stars.
But
You bitch
yeah,
back.
this guy said my items were cursed.
But then there's just a whole lot of like 5 stars. Great service. Awesome service. Great service.
Save me from cursed items.
Speaks good English. I could not part with it. I cannot part with it.
Fine. He takes the gold and pushes the armor off of his table onto the ground. He has
rude.
he has identified it as +1 armor. All of that effort for a +1 armor. So yeah, you can wear that. I've got the armor right here. I'm putting it into the group mess
Do you
on
have
our.
a changing room?
This is +1 splint mail. It is in the group party sheet inventory. You can drag it into your character sheet. And this should enhance your armor class. What is your armor class currently without your shield?
22.
All right. So drag this splint mail from the party sheet inventory into your character sheet. As soon as you can.
Click on the dragon square icon,
The symbol to the right.
the red one.
Symbol to the right, and just drag it onto my sheet. No. Drag it to my character.
Yeah, your character
There we
icon.
go.
There you go.
Ding.
And now equip that.
Where is it? Splint mail.
Okay. Over here, Chicks. What does this smell?
It says equipped.
Well, that's just smell.
I don't think that's my new armor class.
No, it's not. Hold on. Where is your old armor? What is your old armor?
It was breastplate.
I know, there it is. So get rid of that.
Look at all the mustards. Have you ever seen so many mustards? This is amazing.
So that increases your armor class to 24 without a shield now. And if you raise your shield, what is your armor class?
26.
26.
Wow. Nice.
And again, for game purposes, against maybe lower level creatures, that might help totally block the blows. For higher creatures, it's really just to try and resist those criticals since they roll so high. So that helps. By comparison, what is Xander's armor class?
Oh, I have 20.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unless
all
I have a
right.
shield, then it's almost 21.
Okay. Back over there, Jix, you were also looking for something. Were you not?
Jix,
No? Okay.
not in particular. No,
Can we
he's just trying to help them find this dwarf and get the chalice and get out.
Yeah, can we take a quick step back and ask this shopkeeper about a dwarf with half a nose?
You do. He's insulted already by Brenros. He kicks you out of his place, but you are able to ask around, and
Full price. Okay.
and Brenros or Iggy, either one of you guys can make society rolls of high society rolls.
Did you say Brenros could make that too?
You or Iggy, whoever has the highest.
Oh, go ahead. I only have a +1.
Oh.
Come on, give me one stack of high society. God.
15.
Xander is a hobnobber, and running around the whole shops, he can start gathering knowledge exceptionally fast.
Very fast, actually, yes. Brenros, what did you roll?
A 13.
Okay, you guys are spending way too much time, several hours, and you're not getting anywhere, and you keep trying. Meanwhile, in a fraction of that time, Xander has been hitting a bunch of locations. It's starting to get dark. You guys are going to need a place to stay soon. And Xander, you are able to make a society roll as well, looking for information. It's got to be high, though.
High society, not diplomacy. Okay, society. Yeah! 26.
Whoa, that was a 3, and it rolled to a 17. Nice. With a 26, you run into a guy who has a cart in the Grand Market who is selling lizards on a stick that smell surprisingly good.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yes, I know of a merchant like that. Why do you ask?"
I understand is interested in very interesting things, and we have a very interesting thing for him, and might even have something to buy from him. Have you seen the mustards over there?
Yeah,
There's like 9.
It's quite impressive, but yes. You're looking for a man named Grummel. He's down in Copperdown. Just over there. You pass this street and that street and that street. He's at a place he runs called Weaves of the World. Tell him I sent you.
This is Gremmel at Weaves of the World. He's down that street, and that street, or that street, and then that street.
The second one. And tell him Lizard on the Stick guy sent you.
Does he not know your name? I can know your name.
That's my name, Lizard on a Stick.
That's your name.
Come on, Shanner. I got
What a
you.
perfect
Let's go.
store.
Come on. Come
No,
on.
can I have one more?
No,
Hang on.
come on.
I just want.
And
I
Jix is dragging.
I want to try this with
Xander
mustard.
away.
Cut to the other end of the market. It just leans in between Iggy and Rivers. Guys, if you keep getting us kicked out of every store, we're never going to find this guy.
Jix, come on, guys. And he actually takes a different path than what Lizard on a Stick guy told them to go. That's a little bit short.
All right. Jix has gathered the whole group. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. Jix has gathered the whole group and is taking a shortcut to your destination. Where are you headed, Jix?
Weaves of the World.
Heading to Weaves of the World. You make your way through into the Copperdown district. This is a middle class housing area with, again, lots of cramped, Silder in particular, it just feels cramped by all these buildings. The streets just feel narrow. You have to get out of the way as a wagon comes clomping by. The ground seems to be made of old stone, old cobblestone that's rough and not very even. And also, I was was going to say, you also notice that there's a lot of small balconies that a lot of the houses have. And Jix, you have fond memories as you're passing under several of these. I can't remember the name. They're cables. They're cables that go across in a loop between houses that people can share little foods and stuff like that between. Okay. It's a custom of the city.
Gondolas, maybe.
Laundry line?
Yeah, it's like a laundry line, but they have little boxes or little dull hooks that they can send things between neighbors. That's very, very common.
Dumbwaiter.
Kind of, yeah. And you go past a lot of those, and you make your way towards. It is dark out. You guys are hungry and getting a little tired, and you're also walking with horses. Let's say you guys left your horses back outside of town at a stable. How's that sound?
That's fine.
Sound good?
It,
okay.
Do we want to sleep for the night before?
Close?
I think we should rest and do this in the morning. That way, once we get the information, we get that chalice, we can get the hell out of town. Hopefully.
I mean, it's just a couple more blocks. If we could get there before it closes, I mean, we don't have to stay tonight, right?
That's true.
Okay.
Inquiring to Jix, are there temples here?
Yeah, there's a temple to Dion here. I think you call her Celine.
Celine. I like it.
I fell into that one. God darn it.
I hate you and love you.
Alistair left the room. You broke Alistair. I was like, is he mispronouncing? What? Oh, I don't know. What is it?
You're never going to unhear that. Replayed to your delight.
I've been waiting a while for that one.
Even people in the market are all, well done.
Yes. To create more Canadian-based gods. Alon Theek, the god Alon Theek.
Yeah, there's a temple to Cholene up in Colonnade. Guys, listen, why don't we just spend the night here? I know a place. It's back the other way in Thale. Maybe you could just stay there for the night and just get up early and hit it hard in the morning.
In Thale, that's awfully nice over there.
Eh,
You know a place in Thale?
It's okay.
Sir Brenros, do you know a place in Thale?
I know of a place in Thale, but it's mainly used for the order, but it exists there.
Well, you want to go there instead? I mean,
Oh, really? It's more for singular nights. It's not for groups such as ours. It's good to know it's there, but for right now.
well, I mean, the place I know of, it's not exactly a hostel or anything. It was just, there might be a bed or something where we could stay. I don't know.
Well, let's check out your place.
Okay.
Sir Brenros doesn't want to have to bring us into his world.
What do you mean, like us?
It's
He's
really
he's
for
You
you,
embarrassed of us.
You're not members.
We're not knights. We're not all knightly. We're just lowly pieces of
There's an
shit.
undercurrent of racism the whole time. It's just not good enough. Rather stay with goblins than the order. Okay.
Lead the way, Jixie.
Yeah, okay. Follow me.
We're gonna end up in a mansion. That's a weird backstory.
And we head towards Thale.
All right, you head across town. It is definitely getting dark. The streets are emptying out. There are lamplighters that come around, young boys with flame sticks that light up lamps that are high up. and you leave the middle-class district you were at and enter into the district Thale, which is much higher class types of homes. There are some, you think you see some large-looking church or some big structure there off in the distance that looks pretty impressive in this district that catches your eye. You're grateful that you don't see heavily armored pairs of guys with hammers anymore walking the streets like you did in Tavernry. So that's the good news. No signs of the Renarian Brotherhood. And you pass by this nice house. You pass by a shop that's closed that just deals in glass knickknacks. It's just, this is a high-end neighborhood for sure. And you approach a home that looks rather extravagant. It's still close to other homes, but it's really nice, constructed really well. It's got some stone statue outside of it of a matronly looking woman with outstretched arms, and you can hear some music playing in the background on some sort of small piano. And you approach. You guys get a couple looks from some people as you walk by, because again, you've been traveling a long time and you've got weapons, but no one accosts you or anything like that. And you are at the door of this home, Jix.
Jix kind of peers into the window on either side of the door. Knocks on the door. Waits.
Are we about to meet Jix's dad?
Oh man, it
That'd be amazing.
You knock on the door and the piano music continues to play. You hear a lock unlock on the other side. The door opens up just a bit, and you see a slightly older man, a human guy, slightly graying beard. He looks nice, wearing a very nice shirt, some nice trousers. And he looks down and says, "Yes, it's a bit late in the..." Oh.
Hey,
Jix,
Pops.
come in.
I got some friends here. Can they come in too?
Of course. Come in. All of you. It's good to see you, Jix.
You too, Pops.
He seems a bit caught off guard. And he motions all for you to come in, this human guy. And you all come into the house. It smells like sweet flowers. The place is beautiful inside. You are in a foyer. There is a overly expensive chandelier that has some sort of magical tinkling crystal sound lightly playing within it. You can still hear a piano playing off in the distance. There's an ornate stair section that goes up. You can see there's a dining room. There's a living room with all sorts of fancy, amazing, immaculate furniture. The place looks incredibly clean. You guys just feel awkward in there, like your boots hopefully aren't tracking in too much dirt.
Yeah.
The guy closes the door and says, "Mother, you won't believe who's here. Jix has just come through the door." The piano stops. And from the door of the rear of this entryway, you see a beautiful, well-dressed, kind of like a June Cleaver, where she wears the dress when she's cleaning the house, but has like an apron on underneath it type of a thing. Very fancy, expensive shoes. She appears in the doorway and says, "Jixie? Jixie, it's you! Oh, my Jixie!" And she comes running across in her shoes and comes over and gives you a big hug. "Oh, my Jixie! It's been so long!"
I've missed you, Mother.
I've missed you so much. And she's giving this big kiss. This human mother, dressed very finely, is kissing the heck out of Jix. "Where have you been, and what is that aroma? Oh, I've missed you so much, Jixie!" And who are these? Who are these wonderful people? Friends of yours?
Yes, Mother. This is my friend Igna,
Hello.
and this is Idrisil.
Idrisil gives a very elegant bow, but confused as soon as he bows nicely to her, but then looks down over it, just like, what the fuck is going on?
To his left is Sildren.
Ma'am.
Oh, hello.
This is my friend Jenner.
Xander tries to straighten his floppy hat.
Oh, well, aren't you adorable?
I'm a gnome!
And certainly, last but certainly not least, is Sir Brenros Aldermain.
Ooh, sounds impressive.
Gives a
Yes.
bow with a flourish.
Come in. Where have you been all this time? Tell me about your escapades. I'm sure you've been doing something interesting. And you know what? We will have dinner a little early than tonight. I will make something wonderful. Everyone, please leave your boots at the door. Come in. There's some racks where you can put your coats and weapons. Our house is your house. Please come in. Watch that rug, though. It is expensive. Come in.
Jix, takes off his pack, takes off his boots, and as he's doing this, he's kind of peering around. He's kind of looking around as if just kind of.
You look nervous, Jix. What's wrong?
Not nervous, just I don't know.
Jix, the conversation we're gonna have just got a whole lot deeper.
Do you have different mustards?
Xander, there'll be plenty of mustards. Let's take off our clothes and be respectful. Let's take off our dirty.
Wait.
When in Mearscon.
Yeah, when it was
It's glory that even Jix is like.
Yeah. Not what I meant.
It's too late. Sildren's already naked.
Out of that gross ass city, finally.
I'm going to need.
So Igno will take his boots off, his cloak, his everything, all the road gear, and then he'll try to find the kitchen and try to help Mama Jix with dinner.
Oh, Iggy. No,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It
Just
doesn't work like that here.
Why not?
Just clap.
just come relax.
I don't want to ask her anything about you.
We got a big screen TV. We got
It's like 6 people showed up out of the blue. She doesn't need any help.
No.
Mm.
All right,
you
Jix, we'll relax, but you better tell us what the hell is going on. As he's taking off his boots.
You guys get rid of some of your traveling gear and your weapons are put aside. You feel both comfortable that this is a safe spot and then uncomfortable at how clean and fragile this place is compared to the lives that you lead at the same time. Like Iggy's like, oh, I want to do a sudden charge so bad.
Yeah.
Well, you have Brenros, who's now in new split mail with a giant shield, asked to disrobe and not knock over the
I know, this is going to take a while. It takes a team of 3 squires and a lot of talcum powder.
He's trying to find a place just to put his shield to begin.
I know. It's like a tank trying to get out of a tank in medieval time, if you think about it. You hear her just, oh my God, and I'll get some chicken, and oh, I need some fruit. And she's very excited and starts singing a little song. Your older father there, Jix, Pop, doesn't seem to want to engage too much with you, and it seems to spend more time with your friends. Yes, well, that looks impressive shield. Oh, that staff smells interesting. I'm so interested to have you all here. Jix, why don't you show them your room while we wait? Everything's still there.
You have your own room?
Xander runs up the stairs.
He's jumping on the bed whenever we get up there.
Look at this! I can go to this side of the room, and it takes me 30 steps to get to the side of the room.
Okay, Jix takes everyone upstairs, and as they get they get up to the third story.
We're gonna find like Teen Beat magazine pictures on your wall.
Oh man!
Please, oh please, oh please, oh please.
There's Justin Bieber action going
the
on.
new gnomes on the block poster.
New nose on the block.
That's an episode name.
Oh god.
They,
Oh my
they get up
god.
to the landing on the third story there, on the third floor, and as they walk by the first door, Jix just kind of takes a few quick steps ahead and pulls the door closed, and then they continue to the second door, which is his bedroom.
You are full of secrets.
So, I think
Sildren opens up that door that he closed and walks in.
I think this is. I think there's enough room for us here tonight. I guess. Yeah.
You guys go into Jix's room. It is the most striking feature. One is how clean it is. It's immaculately well kept. It smells fresh. The next thing you can see is his bed. His bed is a human crib with one wall section gnawed off. You also see in one corner of the room, he's got a chest of drawers with clothes and stuff, I'm sure, in there. But next to it is an actual chest where the lid can't even quite get down. It is overflowing with weird and colorful junk. Xander has already flipped it open. And Xander and Tim, you guys can both describe several of the weird, colorful things that Jix has collected over the years that you find within this chest.
The first thing I was looking for was the tails. There's so many different colors of tails. There's a little furry tail. There's a little wiry, wormy little tail, and there was like 3 different long tails. I'm pretty sure one was an actual lizard folk tail, but I can't really tell. But there's just a bunch of them right here on the side.
Did they have a silver bulb at the other end?
Those go in my other collection. I just kind of threw them in here around space.
There's a lot of different vials, empty. They're all empty, but of different, like some are mirrored, some are kind of multicolored. They're different shapes. They're cylindrical, they're bulbous, they're flask, they're all kinds of different shapes of vials. There are lots of different parts and pieces of trinkets and like clockwork parts and things like this that by themselves are completely worthless, but that obviously they were an integral part of something very fantastic at one point in their life. There are...
And the moss. You'd think there's different types of moss, but there's just dried up bits of like moss and lichen and probably poop. It's been there for a very long time. You're not exactly sure anymore. Could be a rock, but you're pretty sure that there's at least 3 different poops in there. And other different colors of leaves.
There is interest in scatology at one point,
or at all times. There is a gentle knock at the door, and Mother is there in her dress and apron, and she's holding a box. She says, "Jixie, first of all, you're staying here for the rest of the week. That's a given. And the rest of you, we will put you up in in all 3 of our guest rooms. So we'll have that all taken care of for sure. And dinner's cooking. Don't worry about that. I will have something just wonderful for you all. Oh my God, it's so good to see you back again. But Jix, I've been saving this, knowing you come back sooner than apparently has happened, but I'm so excited. I had this I found this a couple months ago, and I cleaned it up for you whenever you came back. And she hands you a box that has a little bow on top of it, and she says, dinner will be ready in like 30 minutes. And she goes back down the stairs with a big smile.
Hey Jix, is your mom into Bright Lotus?
Still haven't listened to that episode yet, but I don't think I like where it's going.
Well, you might. Jix is weird. Jixie, what?
Yeah.
Were you adopted?
I hope so.
What would make you say something like that?
Who cares? What's in the box?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, later. We're gonna get real drunk tonight and talk about some stuff.
Open.
Hold on.
Open.
Let me make a roll.
Just put the box.
Jix throws the box onto his bed.
All right. Jix tosses the box onto his bed, onto the crib, and you guys have 30 minutes to do whatever you want or say whatever you'd like. Jix is sweating bullets right now.
What is happening? Can I open the box?
No!
What is happening? Where do you get presents? How do you have a clean room? How do you have a room? What is this place?
That's just where I grew up.
I thought you grew up on the streets of Mearscon.
I mean, a little bit I did.
You said you were an orphan.
I am.
What is happening?
I was an orphan for a little bit. Yep.
Jixie, you're a weird person. I like it though. Keep your secrets until later, and then.
No!
Yeah.
This is a terrible idea.
Adoption is a perfectly acceptable form of family.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah. I'm not embarrassed of being adopted. I have a certain street cred that I just want to kind of maintain. You know. I mean, as king of the hammerhead sharks, just.
It's us though. You could tell us anything.
Yeah,
you know plenty about me.
I was scared that you wouldn't let me be part of your group if you knew I was just some little rich short kid.
Why do we care? You pull your weight. You throw all your fucking bombs and your potions and heal some people every once in a while. You do some weird stuff too, but you belong in our group fine, just fine. No matter where you came from.
We've traveled for a while, and I know I would consider you, and he switches over to goblin speech for a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh.
And he says, like, we would be what you would say, tight. Dear friends. But he says that in goblin. Do not be afraid. This is rather nice. And Brenros just starts milling about now.
All right. Dinner's ready. 30 minutes later, she calls, and everyone heads down to the dining room. You have no idea how she was able to cook this amazing food and lay out this amazing service for dinner in less than an hour. There are crystal glasses. There are plates with plates on top of plates. There are 5 different forks and spoons. There's tea that's available. There's food with amazing stuffed chicken with fresh fruit and vegetables. Somehow there's bread that's been warmed up and cooked. She still looks fantastic. Pop is there. Everyone's sitting down, and she starts serving. And again, she's just beaming with excitement. Oh, it's so good to have my Jixie back, she says, pinching your cheek. And she starts serving food, and everyone sits down and starts to eat.
Jix folds his hands.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
We should give thanks to Sholene for this meal.
Oh, Brenros perks right up.
And he says a good old benediction. And
You started this. Say the benediction.
Sing. Let us pray, Jix.
Sholene, Mother of Blessings, thank you for these provisions. Please give us health and give us safety, and give us another son for another day. Amen.
Amen.
And everyone starts to enjoy the food. It starts with a light caprese salad. It's very good. At one point, as you're eating, Mother says, "Mr. Idrisil, we use the other fork, please." Thank you. And you look over,
intolerant.
and you see Jix is perfectly in line with Mom and Dad, eating exactly perfectly.
It just like squids over at Jix, knowing he's never used a fork a day in his life. Just takes out a sickle and stabs his food.
She says, "Go ahead."
What are your names? I don't know what to call you besides Mon Pa Jix.
I'm sorry. How rude of me. This is Lord Dukrin.
Did I say that? Duckrin?
They said great. It's your dad.
Is your dad?
He was in private school. Never had any problems with his name. Lord Dukrin. And this is Lady Nalance of House Summerall.
Just call me Mother, please. That will be just wonderful. Oh, and the
Seldon wants to call you Mommy.
She says, oh, and the wine comes from an exotic port in the Thousand Isles. And we do want to share the wine, Mr. Ignal, she says to the dwarf who's pouring the old glass.
Yes.
You guys eat and enjoy the meal. Halfway through, Lord Dukrin says, so, where have you been all of this time?
Well,
This one looks to be hyperventilating.
I stuffed some of the caprese salad into Xander's mouth as soon as.
I mean, I left to go do the thing, and then I found these guys, and you remember the fishmonger that we used to get the fish from their long pier. This is his boy Ignal. We ran into Iggy, and they needed some help, and I've just kind of been helping. And then, speaking, Mother, of the Thousand Isles, did you know I was there for like 3 months by myself?
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
No, it's boring. And then I was able to get back to them, and now we're here.
So you're a sailor now. I have a young sailor.
No. I'm what you would call a defender of the realm.
What does that mean? Does that mean you're still doing the bottles and vials and things?
Well, yeah.
Well, isn't that nice?
Yeah. I mean, it's helpful. I do good things with it.
Yes.
He does so many good things with it. There was one time that he had a tanglefoot that he threw that.
Don't remind me of the tanglefoots. We've had several incidents as a young man with the tanglefoots.
Sildren will step in. Jix has done a great deal of good for the realm. We have been out and traveled a small part of the world and faced many challenges, and Jix has done well and bettered the world for it.
His father clears his throat and says, well, that is unexpectedly good news to hear. And he then doesn't elaborate on that at all. You continue to have a nice meal, and again, you get corrected as pleasantly as possible by Mother, while again watching Jix be just eating with the most perfect table manners you've ever known anyone to do before. It is bizarre as all heck. You guys retire to a living room. There is some cake, the white cake that is somehow served. And as that part of the evening starts to wrap up, the mother comes in and says, I've got your rooms all set up. You will have to share some beds. I've got some of you will have to share two to a room. I've got everything all ready for you. And she starts escorting a bunch of you upstairs to your rooms, where she has put out nightgowns with nightcaps. There are slippers ready to go. The beds are made, but it's that uncomfortable guest bedroom stuff where like it hasn't been used in a while. It looks a little too fine. There's like a little bathroom you can use, but it's got the soaps you're not supposed to do because in the shape of shells, all that kind of stuff. It's all great, but it's just, oh, should I use this? And while you're having that all happen, Pop, Lord Dukrin calls you over before you leave the sitting room and says, Jix, let us, it's been a while. Why don't we have a father-son talk?
Yes, sure.
He taps on his lap, and you sit in his lap as you normally do, and look up at him with big puppy dog eyes.
Are the giant's balls still on his...
Don't ruin this for us!
Back on the donkey.
Those are...
He hung those up.
And Father says, I know, Jix, that when last we spoke, it was a bit heated, particularly after the incident with your sister. I've had a lot of time to think, and I want you to know that you are loved, and you are always welcome back here, despite what I had said before. And I know that you have probably done something to make me proud.
She's not back yet, is she?
Jake, she is gone. And I know you want nothing else to hear but that, but it has been months now.
But she's out there. I know she's out there. I just gotta find her.
Jix, you will... I spent my life trying to find the perfect connection to make my political life work out just well, and I sacrificed a lot, and I lost a lot, and spent many years trying to make that happen, and I lost a lot of political movement. But instead of pushing my life so hard, I found your mother. And that was my true treasure. You will spend your life and ruin it trying to find Jinx. She has been lost. It is no one's fault. And the sooner you come to terms with that, the quicker you can move on with your life.
I'll find Jinx, Pops. I promise.
I'm not going to do this again. It's good to see you.
You too, Pops.
And we will stop there for tonight. Thanks everyone for coming so much. And check us out on patreon.com to support the show. Check us out on Twitch, on YouTube, on your favorite podcast, and we will see you all next time.